Hello.
Good afternoon. Good
Oh,
day.
that output looks very high. That's
Oh,
very
yeah, quite
hot.
high.
Yeah.
I will remember to speak softly. This is where you find you have 84 decibels of gain.
6? Not sure about
I think
that.
you normally have 2.
Yeah, this might be the one I use for the road. Okay, there we go. I've turned the game right down. Now I'm going to move the
We're
mic.
in the yellow. That's fine.
Yeah.
Hold on. Before you do that, I'm going to mute us again. I will now unmute now that you're not going to clonk a monitor. There we go. Ta-da! We now have the microphone.
Yeah, I'll put it about there.
That'll do. I'm sure we can adjust in a minute.
That's in the way of the that spot is in the way of the camera already, so it doesn't really matter if it's there.
Exactly.
There we go.
Hello.
Audio is for patrons only.
Subscribe to my Patreon to hear my sound.
Can I bring that in? No, I cannot. I'm going to adjust this just so I can.
Sorry, I lined up like right on the edge.
Yeah, there we go. Actually, I'm going to swap these over just so
real-time subtitles.
Get rid of that. Bam. That'll do. That shows us what. Oh God, I hate this. I hate the studio setup so much. Right, that.
And then just put the other one over.
There
the
we
top.
go.
Yeah.
Now I can see everything. All
there
right.
We go.
All right.
The audio stream's current bitrate 0 is lower than recommended.
Oh, that's because it was muted. Yeah, there was no audio stream coming through.
But yes, the audio stream bitrate of 0 is too low. Yes, that
For a minute, I was like, "How is the audio stream 0? How is that possible? What have I done? I know I tweaked the settings."
It sounds like someone's shouting into a gramophone over a telephone.
Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Yes. Oh.
Good afternoon.
Right. Okay.
Welcome.
I am now beginning to read the chat, so if anyone has already asked questions, I will not see them. Is that the mythical GPU in a museum? It's a bit new for that. This is Caradog's 3090.
Yes.
We were having a conversation about that card, actually, and about how everyone hates it because it's a palette, but it's actually quite a nice card.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I quite like it. That's the important part.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's just it.
Yeah.
It's your card, and if you like it, that's what matters.
Absolutely.
So, yes. Anyway, yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Winston Wolf, hello. Noel Dowd, hello. Right, so, this is another one of the infamous we didn't really have a plan for this week's streams. So we're going to do a bit of tinkering and a bit of cleaning, basically. We've got, so this is Caradog's PC. This is your main rig from home, isn't it?
This is also the point I embarrassingly point out that I didn't realise I had dual NICs.
Yes. Even though you were bragging to me earlier on, you were just like, look at how much I/O I have, and you had not noticed that you have dual Ethernet on it. Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah. Well, we were also having a conversation that I kind of want to buy a new motherboard for my home PC, and I'm kind of going, am I going to buy, because I've got an X470 board at home, and I'd like to get an X570, and then I can use the X470 with another CPU that I have in this shop. And I'm like, am I going to buy an Aorus Master? I kind of want an Aorus Master, because they're actually really good value for money, and they're one of the best X570 boards on the market. So,
Well, see,
but yeah.
I was going to buy the X570S version of this.
Yeah.
Replace it and then go, do you want to buy this?
If you make me an offer that I can afford...
So,
Slurps coffee loudly.
So 2 hobnobs.
Well, if you want to sell it... I'll give you an entire pack of hobnobs for your X570 Aorus Master. Do we have a deal? We'll shake on this packet of hobnobs. So,
this feels like coercion.
I don't know. What do you think, chat? Should Caradog sell me his X570 Aorus Master for a packet of hobnobs? So, why not 12th gen Intel? Because then I've got to buy a new CPU as well. I have a 5800X at home, so I've got a decent CPU already. Not a top-end CPU, but a pretty decent one. So, yeah. Ben Laird, Thank you very much for the £5. Hi, all from Scotland. Hello, hello. So, yes. Mr. Mole XK says, yes, a mate would do that. Are you a mate? Are you my friend?
No.
Okay. Well, that's that joke dead in the water then.
I'm just waiting for a mate.
Yeah. You're not enough. We're not enough of mates that you would sell me an X570 Aurus Master for a packet of hobnobs.
No. I feel weird about selling stuff. As you know.
What else would you do? Give it to me for free?
Just sort of leave it here and it disappears.
Yeah, you do that a lot. Which leaves me in a very... There's so much stuff that's in this building that is technically Caradog's possessions. And I'm like, is this mine now? Have you given this to me? Do you want money for this? Because if it stays here for more than 6 months, it's just going to go missing. Not because I've taken it, but just because anything that is in this shop for more than 6 months just goes missing. That's what happens. So...
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, if you buy... What's the difference between the X570S Aurus Master and what you've got then?
It's newer.
It's just a newer revision of the board.
Yeah.
Fine. So anyway, we're gonna tinker with Caradog's computer.
The man who is infuriating.
Yes, it came in today absolutely filthy because your study, as I'll refer to it, had some building work done, and so there was a lot of plaster dust, and it was full of plaster dust.
Yes.
So yes, Caradog has already airlined it out, and it actually came up pretty good from the airline alone.
By comparison to what it looked like, this looks really good.
Yeah, it looked like a 6-year-old computer when it came in earlier on today. However, there's still lots of bits to do, so we're kind of thinking of just looking at it and going, okay, what can we do to make this better? You know, what's involved in actually just sprucing this up a bit? We don't really have a plan for this. We're kind of making this up as we go. And then if we get bored of that, there's also just some other bits that I'm going to tinker with and fix as well. So yeah, and while we're doing all of that, we shall talk about tech, I guess. So yes, with all of that in mind...
Clearly a high-quality computer build. It just kind of fell out.
I'm amazed you've got any screws in this thing at all, given that this is Mr. I only need one screw to hold a motherboard in. How many screws are in your motherboard? Pop quiz.
At least one.
The bottom 3 holes are empty.
There is at least one.
Okay, I've seen a second. All right, there's few enough screws holding that motherboard in that the joke plays. Yeah, what case is this? Is that 750D?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the usual 5.
Fair enough.
Yes, it's not that bad. This is a Obsidian 750D.
Yeah, Obsidian
Airflow
750D.
edition, as opposed to my old Obsidian 750D that was made into an Airflow version by the front of it falling off.
Fair enough. Yes. Oh, yes. There is no front at all. Yep.
Yes. Oh, there should be a grill on here.
I was going to say,
need to clean.
I'm sure it was there a moment ago, and then have you left it?
It is either in the car or over there.
I have seen it when you brought it in. It is in the building.
Very well. It is fallen somewhere.
Yeah, it's on the table or on the sofa or something. So it's probably worth grabbing that just to see if it needs doing. Right, zipping down the chat. Spug Nugget says I should ask Deck if he's got anything from the Discord. Maybe. Let's see. Firefriend says, am I still rocking the Subaru Legacy? I am. It needs work doing to it, but that's a whole nother rabbit hole that I'm not going to go into now.
Subscribe for the next YouTube series.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. When cases were cases and modern cases with no drive bays were sacred. Yeah. This is still
It's modern enough to have some cable holes.
Yeah, it's modern enough to have some cable management, and it's got a nice big front intake, but it's still got a lot of drive cages, actually. Like, that's 6 3.5-inch bays at the front, which is kind of cool.
And you can...
Yeah, there's a lot of utility.
You can also stack them, so you can actually go full like that.
Oh, yeah.
So you can actually have a ridiculous number in there, but you have to obviously buy them.
Yeah, And obviously that then starts damaging the airflow factor if you do that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And then
depends on use case, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then on the back you've got 3 2.25 SSD.
Oh yeah,
as well.
Yeah, that's neat. Fair enough. Apparently my God. Apparently the camera is hunting again for focus, so you might just want to stick that on manual.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I just saw it hunt again.
I keep forgetting to set it. Because something about this setup, it no longer likes.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's something in frame that it keeps misinterpreting and it keeps hunting. So yeah, picture will be back in a moment. Let me just switch to that one. I'll put that up here.
Okay, you have a picture now.
Oh, okay. I will switch back then. Just as the screen went black, so I was like, oh, I'll switch to a different camera just so people don't think the stream is broken. Cam link. There we go. Good. Right, we're manual focused again. Let's see. Is Let's Fix Cars coming back? Not really. No, I don't have any plans for that. I do need to do a lot of tinkering on my car. I'm probably not going to film any of it just because filming on a car really needs a cameraman, basically, because there's so many. Like, it's easy to place just a camera that can see over the whole computer, but when you're in a car, you need a cameraman who's just following you around with the camera, looking at what you're looking at. So yeah, there's no plans for that at the moment. Plus, also, like I'm a DIYer with cars. I can fix bits on my car, but I'm not nearly knowledgeable enough I'm not knowledgeable enough to put videos on the internet and speak from authority, as it were. There's too many things where people will be like, this is not how you should be doing it, and you shouldn't be. And once you have a certain audience size, you have a responsibility to be halfway accurate, I think is a sweeping generalization. So, all right, let's see.
I'm liking the fact that here, illuminated. Shadow. Illumination.
Yes. Yeah.
Shadow.
We've got a softbox like there, so it's lighting up the front of the computer nicely. We can see all of the dust on the front intake fans. Computer's in focus, but we aren't. Yeah, you're just behind the focus.
Yeah, I've pulled it to here, so when we're actually doing stuff, we'll be
That makes sense. Yeah, okay. Yeah, in a minute when we get started, it'll look right. Caradog could be my beautiful assistant. Maybe. So, yeah. Right. Watch Raymond Ray's channel. He does car vids without a cameraman. Yeah, but I bet he stops every 30 seconds to move the camera as well. Or not like literally every 30 seconds, but he probably has to move the camera often. And it would just, I don't know. I've got a lot of other things that I should be doing other than making videos about me fixing my car. But yeah.
Like actually just fixing the car?
Exactly that, yeah. And to answer the other question of what car, I have a Subaru Legacy RS, which is a twin-turbo Japanese import. However, also it's 1996, which means it now has a lot of rust on it because it's a Japanese car that is 25 years old. So yeah, there's a lot that needs dealing with it on it. Okay, right, let's start tinkering while we get going, shall we? So where do you want to start? Because you're just like, oh, we'll tinker with my PC.
I feel like I should move out that way.
Yes.
I feel like possibly that's a good place to start.
Ew. Yeah, okay, so we're going to do some cleaning first. All right, so yeah. Yeah, we're going to lay that down. All right, let's bring the bench cam up, and you can see Caradog's Cobwebs.
Yes.
That sounds like a spin-off show, doesn't it? Caradog's Cobwebs.
I don't think I'm old enough to be running that show yet.
And let's see.
I feel like I need to be in my 50s and talking about, when I was a young boy.
All right, so this is the back end. Obviously, here's all the bits that the air compressor didn't get out or missed or just otherwise wasn't captured. So,
Oh yeah, I've got fan intakes underneath the hard drives as well.
oh yeah, that's neat.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. But your power supply isn't even mounted fan down. What happened? Yeah. Have you ever mounted your power supply fan down in this?
I'm assuming that's just like passive airflow.
Yeah, you must have negative air pressure in this. Which would make sense because you've got an Arctic 360 up the top.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably just negative air pressure pulling in it.
I incorrectly assumed that having these set to like 97% and then this just temperature controlled would mean that it would remain positive because these two were just on full speed all the time.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But yeah, apparently between that and the exhaust fan, you've still got negative air pressure. And this is what happens with negative air pressure. It will just pull in dust from everywhere.
Yeah.
I've seen weird things happen with negative airflow where you get like weird tide marks around the edge of the side panel and things like that.
Yeah, like I had one on the PCIe slot actually. I had one just on here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And just bits like that.
Yeah, just any gap where air can be sucked in.
Yeah.
So yeah, you assume that the air will take the path of least resistance, but in reality it actually comes in from all directions.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the interesting thing about negative air pressure and why. Like for the longest time, I was just like, negative air pressure doesn't really matter. And to an extent, like if we take dust ingress out the equation, like if we assume that you're going to clean your computer every 6 months or whatever, so dust is of no concern to you, then negative air pressure doesn't really matter. However, if you're in a high dust environment, as this computer has been in, then negative air pressure basically means that your filters are worthless because it's just going to suck in dust from everywhere. That much being said, this more or less runs no filter, doesn't it?
No, it runs with the filter.
Oh, the front filter.
Yeah, the front filter sits on there, but that's why I set those fans to 100% because I wanted to make sure that at least the vast majority of the air was being somewhat filtered.
Yeah, must be in the kitchen.
Yeah. I'll probably disable the rear exhaust then.
Yeah.
See what that does.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know where that...
No.
I can't see it. It was on the case when it came in.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I distinctly remember seeing it on the front. So it's in the building somewhere.
We will find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere. But yeah. The other thing that's not terrible is the feet are just about hard enough for passive airflow through the bottom to be not entirely choked off. So at least if you were doing some intentional negative airflow or using fan bottom power supply, it wouldn't be awful. But yeah.
Fair enough.
Do you have a brushy bit on your vacuum cleaner? Just to kind of go...
Yeah. Maybe is the answer to that. Let me have a quick look and see if I can find one. Conveniently, the box is right here. So
conveniently, the box is right here. Because it never went away.
Yeah, it's in the pile of boxes. It should be right here.
Oh dear. Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
It's kind of the problem you've had, though, isn't it, moving to the new shop? It's kind of the case of, look at this, I have all this space.
Yeah, well, the problem was that... The problem was that all of the old stuff was supposed to not come into the new shop, but just the way it went down, it just didn't go that way. And yeah, there are many reasons, but the bottom line still it still comes down to the fact of just I didn't clear it out, basically.
Yeah. Shonk. Wiggle. It's okay. It's a direct knockoff of the Dyson version.
Except not actually very good, but functional.
As I said, it's just like the Dyson version.
Are you saying the Dysons just aren't very good?
The nozzly, clicky, brushy bit is not good.
Fair enough.
It does the wobble.
Very well.
Also, yes.
Right, I shall be noisy momentarily. Here we go.
I thought for a second all we were going to get was it go, and then stop.
How Dave.
Look at all of it.
Oh God, yeah.
There's also dead creatures in there.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's. That spider's coming out one leg at a time.
Oh dear. It's awful!
It is.
Oh, look, and then there's still a mayfly.
Oh.
We'll have to take the power supply out for that.
Yeah. God, I hate clean. I can deal with this because I'm like, this needs to be clean. Just get on with it. But I still hate it. You know. I used to be like, no, I can't deal with this. You're doing this kind of thing. Whereas when you live on your own and you have to clean your flat, you get to the point where you're just like, no one else is going to clean this. I have to do it. So now I'm just like, oh, I hate everything about this, but at least it's done. Ugh. Anyway, yes, that mayfly came out one leg at a time.
It's pretty horrific.
All right.
There was a period of time where there was just like 20 of them living in my room for reasons I couldn't work out.
Oh, that way, yeah, that's the problem when they start breeding. It's the same with moths. Once you start getting a moth problem, it will keep getting worse until you actually do something about it. Yeah. Ask me how I know.
And then they just vanished. And I was just like...
Yeah. Sometimes if you wait it out, the season ends and they do just all vanish.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes you just actually have to buy some moth traps or some mayfly traps or something like that.
Yeah.
And those will deal with it as well. All right. Let's see. Use a paintbrush to loosen up the dust. Yeah, we had a brush on the end of that, so that has helped.
Yeah. We're going to go in that with like a paintbrush and stuff later.
Yeah. All right. So are you going to... So if we take the power supply out and have a clean around that. So basically, I think are we just detailing this? Is that what we're doing now?
Kind of, yeah, to a degree.
Yeah. All right,
and also just a case of, I feel like this is also just kind of demonstrating that an air compressor doesn't get everything.
Yes, absolutely. Because... So this has already been air compressed.
I'm leaving that in there.
This has already been air compressed, and yeah, this is a demonstration that an air compressor or one of those, what do they call them again? The data blowers or whatever, like the computer little mini blower things. They can't get everywhere.
It's okay. There's more legs. Are you quite all right there?
No. Gross. Data vac, yeah.
I think that's all the legs.
Right. Blasty McPC blowy. Yeah. Yeah, so at any rate, hopefully what we're going to end up doing...
another one.
What we're going to end up doing now is just showing people what you can do to detail your PC.
Apparently step one is remove all of the legs. It's awful. The one thing this doesn't have, which means that it is obviously an older design case, is it doesn't have a PSU shroud.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, although how big is the void around the back? It's reasonably deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a reasonably deep cable void around the back. I'm going to quickly zap this bit.
Hold on.
On the plus side, this brush vac combo is actually doing quite well for this.
Yeah, it's all I do on this. Excuse me, when it's at home, is just get the brush bit and just go.
Yeah. All right, folks. What's up, Paul Daniels? How's it going?
There you
go. There's no time for sleeping, Paul Daniels. There is only dirty computers.
So because the power connectors are there,
yeah,
there's no particularly neat way of running the power cables.
No, you may as well. What I would do, because
I've just gone.
Yeah, well, because what I would do with this is where you have flat cables, I would put these up and I would fold them and I would zip tie them in flat folds, like so, to the correct length, and then just like flatten those down and zip tie them, and then go in, and you get something that looks reasonably neat.
Yeah.
The other option, which some people go for, is I'd go all the way around the back, and I would come out here and go over the top of the card and in. However, I don't like that look. No. I see lots of people go for that, and I've seen people in the comments recommend that. It's like, oh, come out and go over the top of the graphics card. But I don't like that. I want the top of the card to be clear.
Whilst I imagine it makes no actual differences, I don't want stuff going over there.
Yeah, it is a blow-through card. Yeah.
And it's a 3090.
Yes.
So,
and also, like, I mean, I've never actually seen numbers for this, but by design, I think blow-through card designs are probably extremely effective, because one of the big issues of graphics card cooling is that it's blowing up against a solid surface and the air just has to kind of just escape. Whereas when you have an actual blow-through design, you actually have airflow through a fin stack, which is going to be significantly more effective.
Yeah.
Or it should be anyway. Could have brought the GPU cables through the grommet at the bottom right of the motherboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm just not sure if it's worth going out the bottom and back in from here. I'm not sure if it's worth doing that run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, to an extent, this is just one of those cases where I almost feel like it's, well, I was going to say, I feel like this is a case where it's not worth trying to cable tidy, but I think that would be an unfair thing to say. I think you can always try and cable tidy.
Yeah, it's why I've got little loops and stuff up here like this, where obviously, instead of just running the...
this is just a more
EPS,
challenging
instead of
tidy.
just running the EPS like straight up the case. I've gone out the back and up and around and stuff.
Yeah.
This is also the case to a degree for me for cable tidying. I view it from the point of view of just trying to keep the cables out of roughly where you think the airflow is.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Is that a Corsair Obsidian 750D case? It sure is. Mitch Seymour, how you doing? It sure is. Has Caradog considered making a DIY PSU shroud from some black acrylic?
But why?
Yeah, you could do, but yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it unless you actually had a full length along the bottom.
Yeah.
And at that point, the amount of trouble you're going to is it's a case of, I don't think you actually want to use this. If you're doing that much modification, it sounds like you don't actually want to use this case. Because you know, by the time you've done that and removed the utility, well, I guess you could take one of these out, still have because you don't need more than 3 hard drives, and you could then shroud along the bottom and still have the hard drive cage. So you could modify that. I think that would be doable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's worthwhile doing on this one though. No.
Have a wing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. If you run cables up the backplate of the GPU, you'll not block airflow.
So I was thinking the other thing we could do is run the GPU power like up here and then across like that.
That's
up under there.
Oh, you're not going to get it. You won't get it past the chipset cooler.
Not on this board.
No.
But that was the other thing I was thinking, is doing that.
Yeah. Before we had giant chipset coolers, that would have been an interesting thing to try. Hang on a sec. All right, you good?
There's a screw or something.
Yeah, a screw dropped. We'll replace it with a different one. Right, we're just going to go for the overview again, I think. And flip.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do a lot of camera flipping on this stream, I think. Bam. There we go. All right, let's come out to there. Bam. Right, I'm going to quickly back read the chat again. Let's see. If a customer came into my shop asking me to upgrade 10 to 11 on a non-supported PC, would I do it? Yeah, if they have requested it. I mean, I would say to them, look, if you're not supported, this is the kind of problems that you might encounter. We will upgrade it for you if you wish. However, there is no warranty. That would be my stipulation. I would say, yes, we'll do it, but there's no warranty. Because that basically means if they then come back a week later going, oh, this doesn't work and this doesn't work, I can just go, I told you so, kind of thing. because in all probability there would be no serious issues. It would probably work just fine. However, yeah, I would just say yes, but no warranty. Because I've done that for similar things in the past where people have wanted operating systems. Like, I think people have wanted newer versions of macOS on unsupported Macs because they've wanted to do a certain thing or run a certain bit of software. And I'm like, I wouldn't. I would replace the Mac. But if you want me to, I can do this, but no warranty. And that's kind of, you get out of jail free card for that, basically. And it's a case of, if you have an agreement with the customer and you've actually made them aware of this, then it's fine, really. So, it's a shame the ATX style design is basically weak. The ATX style design is weak with cooling and natural airflow. Yeah, BTX was a good idea, but yeah, it wasn't very well implemented. I'm very interested to see how, like, I'm very excited about what Fractal have been doing with the Torrent case and now the Torrent series of cases, where they've gone back to having a top mount power supply, because the top mount.
These are the wrong screws.
They are, yes. I was just kind of watching you put them in, really, without saying anything, even though I'd already realised that. Anyway, the Torrent case, because they've got the top mount power supply, that's now enabled you to have front intake fans and bottom intake fans just going into the PC. And it does create an enormous amount of airflow. And it also resolves the issue of just like dead space around the top of the case. So yeah, and it's quite interesting to see they've brought out additional versions of the Torrent now.
Yes.
So I'll be interested to see how that goes.
Could I have some correct screws?
Yes.
These were the ones I actually stuck in it.
I will bless you with some correct screws.
I'm uncertain as to how I managed that, but I did. It has occurred. I too am a Berg.
Right, so power supply screws. Power supply screws can be any of the Imperial threaded screws. That's the coarse style thread. So yeah, if you're stocking up on screws, one of the two pots that you're going to want to have is one pot of the coarse threads and one pot of the fine thread, which is the metric M3.
Yeah, I bought a bag of 1,000 M3 PC sized screws.
Well, you're not going to run out of those then, yeah.
For like £2 off of eBay.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, that'll do.
Let's see. How's my usual customer repair cycle time? Right now, it's terrible, and it's about my current turnaround time is. I'm currently estimating 7 to 10 working days, which is too long. A week should be the maximum, in my opinion. If your turnaround time is more than a week, then there's something wrong with your workflow. Obviously, there's always exceptions to the rule. There's always going to be one or two tickets that are stuck because they're rabbit holes, or you're waiting on parts, or you're waiting on information, or something has stalled the job. However, generally speaking, if you're quoting more than a week turnaround, something is not moving fast enough. And at the moment, I'm estimating like 7 to 10 working days. So it's closer to 2 weeks. But yeah, at the moment, I consider myself in a mad dash. However, I've got a wall of routine jobs that I'm going to be crunching on probably after this stream. And if I make good progress with those, then all is well. But if I don't make good progress with those, next week I might actually be at the point where I'm saying to people, we're fully booked, come back next week, just to get on track again. Because there's only so long you can keep taking on new jobs for, knowing that you're behind schedule, before you have to say, no, it is irresponsible for me to take on more work at this point. So yes. Let's see. Cider. Maybe in a minute. I can feel a cider coming on for this stream. I would like one. I'm going to carry on getting up to speed. Let's see. How do you get around the 11 install that's not supported? It checks when you run the installer. I'm not actually sure because I haven't done it yet, if I'm honest.
I'm doing stuff and things.
Yeah. Don't you... isn't there a
copy
specific...
the installer bits across onto other installers and stuff.
Yeah, I thought Microsoft actually had a ISO for this now.
I don't think so.
Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure.
that
Yeah,
one?
I'm actually not sure.
Yeah.
Google search it though. It's not going to be difficult to do. I know that much. I think you have to.
You can copy the install files over the top of the Windows 10 install files effectively on a flash drive and stuff.
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah, yeah. Make up a Windows 10 flash drive. Make up a Windows 11 flash drive. Copy the install files from the 11 drive onto the Win 10 drive, and then you've got the Windows 10 boot environment.
Actually installing Windows
But
11.
it actually installs Windows 11.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. So yeah. Let's see. How often do you end up with queues full of just rabbit holes and you have to just shut shop and purge them before taking more jobs? Yeah, not. It's not too bad for me. However, what I tend to do, I do tend to get a wall of rabbit holes build up at the top of my queue where I keep skipping past them, going, no, I can't look at that one. I can't. No, move on. And if it starts getting bad, I will generally just go through that. Like if it builds up to like 4 or 5 at the top where I've just been ignoring them for more than a week or two, I will just call up all of those customers and say, sorry, I couldn't fix it. Basically. And I will just get rid of it. Which I feel bad when I do that, because you kind of kept someone on the wire. They could have taken that somewhere else and had it done in that time. So it's a last resort. However, if you have a wall of rabbit holes, or like in any job, if you've gotten to the point where you're overwhelmed, I think there's no shame in just turning around to the people and saying, "I'm sorry, I can't do this." If you've charged any money, you owe them a refund.
Yeah.
But also, I do payment on collection. This is one of the reasons why I do payment on collection, because where I have not charged the customer anything, I have no obligation to complete the job. Once you've charged someone money, you have an obligation to complete the job or refund them. But yeah, after that, if I can't do it, it's a bit crappy to turn around and hold on to someone's computer for a week or two and then say you can't do it. But it's better that and get back under control than just keep it riding again and again until you can't deal with it anymore. So less than ideal, but that's sometimes what you got to do. So yeah, that's how I deal with it. It's probably not the best, but yeah, it's sometimes what you got to do.
Where are the brushes and stuff?
Yeah. Here is Anbrush.
Ah, cool.
So yes, Caradog is now doing the brushy. So just to talk about what we're doing as well. Where's that one come from? Oh, there it is. There we go. Yep. Yeah, so we're now just paintbrushing just to get dust off. So paintbrushes are really good for getting off clinging dust. There's a really nice bit there that's got missed. Yeah. Paintbrushes are really good for getting off dust that the compressor has missed. However, bear in mind if you start paintbrushing, if you're in a high static area, you should probably not be using a paintbrush. However, we're in the UK. The humidity is about 110% here all the time. It's not something we really need to worry about. So I'm just going to cover that base now. Let's see. Are they stock Corsair 140mm fans that came with the case? Yeah, the front fans, those are just the stock Corsair ones, aren't they?
They're the stock case ones. This is the stock case one.
Yep.
They're the Arctic fans.
Yeah, and the top... what is that? Liquid Freezer 2?
Yeah, Liquid Freezer 2
yeah.
360.
Yeah, so Liquid Freezer 2 360 has the big Arctic PWM fans on it. And also the big thick boy radiator.
Yeah, I didn't realise until I bought it and then looked. I could have put the 420 in here.
Oh, could you fit? Yeah.
And
would it fit it in the drive cage as well?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough, yeah.
The fan mounts actually extend out all the way at the top.
Oh, that's very cool, man. A top mount 420mm rad. That's not bad because this case is large, but it's not enormous.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bigger than average case. But yeah, this isn't. It's not a Cosmos, So yes. Let's see. I saw that my mate Vince was showing off cider in his recent video. Yeah, I don't like. We're not that. It's not a thing. We just started drinking cider on the podcast because we were just like, well, we've already lost control of our lives, so we may as well do it in style. But now everyone is just like, are you cracking out the cider? And we're just like, is this what we do now? Is this just cider stream? And apparently my mate Vince is doing it as well. We don't do cider reviews or drinking sessions, but apparently that's the thing. Where do we stand on charging for screens in advance? Just in case. Yeah. I will. Basically.
If you were keeping the entire device.
Yeah, my policy is you book your compute. The device is held as collateral against the bill. So let's say a MacBook Pro came in today that needs a new screen. It's an A1708. The screen is £250 on eBay. So I have their MacBook. And I have already I have invested £250 in the replacement parts. Now, if the customer comes back and says, I'm not going to pay your £300 bill, which is how much I will charge for it, 250 for the screen, 50 quid labour. If they turn around and say, I will not pay your bill, then I will say, okay, I'm going to put the old screen back on your laptop and give you back your laptop. So at this point, I have their device as collateral. They have to wait for me to restore the laptop, or they have to pay my bill. They cannot run off now because I have their laptop. If the customer... Now, I don't usually do booked-in repairs, so lots of people will ask me... Lots of people will say, can I book a day to bring the computer in for the actual fitting? I don't offer that as a service just because it means I have to juggle a lot of bookings. However, occasionally that is appropriate, and so at that point I will say, okay, you have to pay for the repair in advance because I'm now going to buy a £250 screen with no guarantee that you actually come back with your laptop. So at that point I will take payment in advance. Now, if you do that, I will charge, let's see. If it's for a repair, it depends on if it's a special order or not. If it's a screen that is a common screen, then I would make that payment refundable if we cancel the job, because it is reasonable for me to be able to refund you and use that screen elsewhere. If I have purchased specialist parts that cannot be used anywhere else, then that's not refundable. And if you want to cancel the job, then I will just say, here's the parts that you bought. You know, because at that point, you've wasted my time kind of thing. And then there are other cases where if it's a new computer, if someone has ordered a computer, I will usually take, say, a deposit of, I don't know, £100, £200, depending on the cost of the build. And if they cancel that, they lose their deposit, because that's what a deposit is. A deposit is a promise to purchase a product. And if you do not purchase the product, then I get to keep your deposit because you broke your promise. So it depends on what it is, but that's the mentality that I maintain. If it is reasonable for me to refund someone's money or make good, then I will. However, if the customer has been unreasonable, then I will be unreasonable, basically. So yeah.
Do you have a slightly smaller one?
Yes. Let me see if I can find it. Slightly smaller brush.
Just because I want to do the gap that is the top of the case.
Let me just see if I can track it down. A smaller brush does exist in here. Whether I can find it or not is another question. Unfortunately, I think the answer to that is no. Oh, I tell you where it might be. I think it's down here.
In the box of assorted bits.
Yeah.
Including a hammer.
Because sometimes you need a hammer.
This is how Graham ensures that everyone pays.
No, I lie. There isn't a brush there. I thought that was in there. Oh, that's annoying. I do have a smaller brush, but I couldn't tell you where it is, so you'll have to live without.
Okay.
However, if you have to butcher that brush to fit it in, then do so, because they are expendable. When it gets knackered, you get a new one. So, Toothbrushes are a thing as well. We do have teeth brushes. Toothbrush, plural.
Toothbrush is.
Toothbrushes.
Yes.
This
is the brush that is plural.
It is true.
The blush.
The blush.
Oh my! Senor!
It mirrors the DVD LED on. It looks that way. It's just the glint of the light. So yes. Yes. Cool, thanks. That's where I was going. Thanks for your input. Yeah, cool beans. Do I have paperwork for customer? If I'm actually brutally honest, no, I do not run paperwork at the moment, but that's because I'm bad.
At the moment?
Yeah, I say at the moment because I'm intending to do it in the future. It is something that needs to change.
Yes.
So yeah, when I say I don't run paperwork, if I just say I don't run paperwork, that implies that that's not something I plan to do or intend to do, or am deliberately doing. I should be running booking in paperwork, and I don't. I mean, obviously, I have a job list and a ticket list that I track with, but I don't actually have a signed bit of paper where I've got terms and conditions and stuff. If you are doing any kind of repairs, you should be doing that. So yeah, as I say, this is me being a baddie.
It's okay. I can annoy you.
You can and you do, and you should.
Because look.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Caradog has pointed out he has not done appeal. Transform. I'm gonna make I need to make another scene that just has the camera flipped. Oh yeah. Oh no! Oh, that's terrible. Right. I'm
Mine. It's precious. It needs to be kept.
For who?
Not for who. For whom? Ah!
Let's see. Do you use something like Trello to keep track of your jobs? I use a spreadsheet.
Trello would actually be a surprisingly good idea.
The thought has occurred to me.
I hadn't even considered that.
The thought has occurred to me. The problem with a lot of things like that is I'm concerned that I would have too many tickets for Trello to be effective, and I think I think a system like Trello might be more annoying. However, the thought has occurred to me to at least try it out. And see how it runs. Failing that, there are packages for this. There's there is Repair Shopper or whatever it is. There's the one that everyone recommends and uses that I should be using, and I'm considering switching over to those. But the problem is that a spreadsheet is easy and it works. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. For walking clients, it's really time tricky sometimes to get them to fill out forms and stuff. Yeah, that's kind of it. For online jobs, you get them to fill out a form. Yeah, if I had an online booking system, I would do that. To be honest, I should probably
that size.
I should probably organise some kind of online system, just because a lot of customers would probably appreciate being able to. A lot of customers would probably appreciate being able to book their stuff in online, so they could just rock up at the shop and dump it in the shop, and say, "This is booked in online. My reference number is X," and just not have to deal with me, kind of thing. And I would appreciate that because that also means I don't have to deal with them, because I really hate talking to people. Love you all, by the way. So
I really hate talking to people, except for you. You stay. You.
You're my favourite viewer, and you're important to me. So yes, you do notes in Google. Yeah, I mean Google Keep. Yeah, I use Google Sheets, which is a little bit slicker at least. But yeah, let's see, client management software. Yeah, basically that. You have a booking in system which generates the pages and stickers. That makes sense. That's the kind of thing that I should have. Yeah, Rossman uses Repair Shopper. Yeah, that's right. That's the one that I was thinking of.
Having a label printer.
Nice.
Excuse me. Having a label printer and just printing off labels for each laptop would be quite handy dandy.
Yeah.
That's a pain in the ass.
Has that not actually given you access to anything?
It's comes through right there.
Oh, is there an LED? What are we looking at here? What is coming through there?
It's
Is
the
these
LEDs.
LEDs? Yeah.
But I wanted to get this out the way so I could
Yeah.
actually get into the fans.
Yeah. I think if you want to detail this, I think you're actually going to have to go cooler off and take the actual shroud apart. So it kind of depends on how much you want to go. I would wager you could get more out with the airline than that. Or no, actually, I'm not so sure now. Yeah. See, this is the problem. It's a case of how deep do you want to go on that? Yeah, because I don't think to do this properly requires stripping the card down, and it's a case of I don't think that's Considering you won't be able to see that, it's probably not worth it. That was a mistake. Yeah. Use the airline.
Okay. Yeah, I will do. I'll just give that another blast now that I've shuffled.
Yeah, now you've actually disturbed all the dust.
Yeah, no, I'll get that one. It's okay, I can shuffle.
Very well.
Stay.
The 3090's got a similar design to the 750 Ti. Yeah, palette have always been a very boxy design. But Caradog and I were talking about this just before the stream, where we said one of the nice things about that 3090 is it's long, but it's not wide. It doesn't stick. So by wide, we mean it sticks out of the case by a long way. Like the Founders Edition 3090 is a very wide card. And it means for similar cards like that, by the time you've got your cables coming out the side, your case actually needs to be quite wide to accommodate it. Whereas, a lot of people kind of knock the palette design, but that is actually quite a compact card for a 3090. Let's see. Courage you did labels for every job. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of sticky labels because they're a pain to remove. A previous computer shop I worked at, we used to just have a print. We just had a printed off sheet, and we would just tuck that sheet into the computer somehow. If it's a laptop, we just put it under the screen. If it's a desktop, we just stick it into the side panel or something like that. And I think that's all that you really need, as long as you're reasonable. It depends on how many people are working in the shop as well. Because I work solo or with an assistant, I don't need to have that much care because it's never going to go far. Oh, you found it.
Yes, it was just outside on the steps.
Oh, it was outside. I didn't look outside. Yep. Very well. You have a pair of Dymo printers that put QR codes on them. That's neat. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. Cheap labels with cheap glue, easy off. Yeah, that would work. I think it's just because I've seen a lot of laptops come in that still have repair labels where they've been to other shops before. And I've had a very bad time trying to get those labels off to clean up the laptop, which is very frustrating. So, yeah.
Crotch cam, go.
Oh, we're not. We're just on. We're just on top over cam at the moment. So yeah. In the Netherlands, we just use a stack of napkins and some post-its for accounting. We have a magnet board with one page for each customer. Yeah, that's also a good idea. I originally wanted to run that because in a previous job, when I was working at a public school, in the IT office, we had a whiteboard that was just the current ticket list of issues, and it was just a whiteboard with just dry white markers on it. And whenever there was a problem, either whoever was reporting the problem, either the member of staff who had the problem or whoever answered the phone would just write classroom 3B. PC won't turn on, basically, and that just meant there was a list, and every time you completed it, you would just go to the whiteboard and go, I'll take that one, and when you finished it, you then wiped it off the whiteboard, basically. And I kind of wanted to run a similar system, and I'd like to do a similar system like that, but the ticket list is too long for it to work.
It only works when you have a small number of things.
Yeah.
Tissue.
So yes, a tissue. There's one there.
No.
So yes, 57 minutes into the stream and the public school is mentioned. Yes, I always explain the same thing again and again because I never know who has seen previous stuff. Like, if I say, oh, when I worked at the prep school, people are going to be like, what prep school? You know. So, yes. I used to work at a prep school, also known as a public school. What's the difference between a prep school and a public school? I don't know. I expect you to know these things because you're a public school boy.
Prep is short for propriety.
Yes.
Preparatory, even, as in it is preparing you for, as opposed to a primary school. They are the same level of education.
Yeah.
Primary schools and prep schools, or preparatory schools.
Yeah.
If I could speak, that would help. And it's basically a case of it's expected that you'll go to a prep, then you'll go to a public school.
Ah, I see. So prep school
Prep schools are feeder schools to public schools.
Ah, okay. There we go then. Yep.
So yeah, in general.
Today I learned.
Yes. That doesn't mean we don't let in, people who don't go to prep schools.
I like the way you use we then, implying that you are still part of this elite. You are still part of this esoteric group that dictate of gatekeepers for who is allowed the good education.
Well,
you've got to keep the riffraff out, right?
Sometimes there are people who just aren't the correct caliber of individual.
So how's Chad doing?
Sometimes you have to say, I'm afraid, Mr. We can't allow your student to come here. You're not allowed to do business in the UK due to you being on the Russian sanctions list.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
6 times 1 year.
6 times 1 year? Bloody hell. Well then.
Yeah, and of course they all turned up by helicopter. Of course.
Yeah. Well, it's a different world sometimes, isn't it?
And they land and you're just like,
yeah.
No. Stop.
We do not have a helipad here. Please do not bring your helicopter.
No, I mean we do, but that's not the point.
Of course you do, yeah. I don't know why I think otherwise.
I still think my favourite one is the fact of the kid who forgot their geography book and said, Dad, I've left my book at home. Like 10 minutes later, shop, 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 shop. Father runs in, book.
Have a good day at school, son. Bloody hell. Private school is the colloquial term. However, it's not a private school because that would imply. Yeah.
The thing, it's very, very specific with that. Public schools are called public schools because anybody can go to them.
Yeah. Unless you're on the Russian sanctions list.
Yes, but anyone could go to them, as opposed to at the time when they were founded, church schools were the other type of schools, and you could only go to them if you were of that denomination and went to that and your parents went to that church.
Ah, I see. Yes.
Public schools, anyone could go to it from anywhere in the country. They just
pending approval,
but they had to pay.
Yeah.
To obviously for the school to run.
Yes.
Whereas the church one was funded by the church.
Yes.
And the donations to the church and so on.
But you had to be a member of that specific group in order to qualify for entry. Yeah.
So public schools were actually the more fair and more egalitarian version.
Interesting. Yeah.
Were.
All right. There we go then. So, there we go.
But now the term is somewhat interchangeable. Because technically there are only 7 or 8 public schools in the country, which were the original public schools.
Yeah.
And then they are private schools.
Yes.
Or non-state schools, I think.
Yeah,
but
there we go then.
In general, they're referred to as public schools in the UK. And, I presume, Commonwealth.
Public schools are taxpayer funded. They probably have some taxpayer money go into them, but you have to pay.
There's none.
There's none. Oh, okay. No. Yeah, I was going to say, considering you have to pay for the education there, It's not going to be entirely funded. J-Rose, you might be thinking of state schools.
We're also specifically talking about the UK definition of those words.
Yes, this is UK
definition. Words mean very much different things in the US.
Yeah.
Because the schools that most people go to in the US are public schools.
Ah, yes, which is just the... Yeah, so in the UK, we would refer to that as state schools. So I'm not from a posh school. I went to state school, which is just the free UK education system. So I went to a primary school, then a secondary school, and then I also had state-funded further education, which was another 2 years of college after that. University, I would have had to pay for, and therefore I didn't go to university.
Would you? Aren't you old enough for there to have not been a tuition fee?
Oh, at the time, yeah, there were probably no tuition fees, but then obviously you've still got accommodation and all the rest of it.
You have to pay for your own existence.
Yes. So yeah, it's going to university is not free, but yeah.
No.
Where the riffraff go, yes.
I wouldn't call them riffraff.
Yeah, they're listed as a charity and don't pay tax.
Yes, most of them are charities.
Yeah,
because they also give actually reasonably large bursaries.
Yeah,
which means that there is a reasonably large number of people who are at the schools who actually aren't paying to be there.
Someone else mentioned, I've forgotten where the name was, but someone mentioned that there are a surprising number of bursaries and scholarships available.
Yeah, it's
which
like,
makes sense.
I had a 20% bursary for my sixth form.
Oh, there you go then. Yeah. Very well then. Cool. Caradoc strikes you as a grand vizier. How is that pronounced correctly? Vizier?
Yeah.
Vizier? Yeah. Very well.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, I think I've caught up. Very well. Graham Blair and Caradoc Brown. Maybe. I'm not sure how much I appreciate being compared to being a Blairite. But that's getting into politics,
that's
though.
That's not a debate that we're going to have here
No.
I don't know if we'd differ on that. I feel like
I haven't studied the Blair era of Labour politics enough to give an informed opinion, because I didn't really get into politics until
later.
Yeah. Honestly, probably not until 2014, 2015 onwards, when I was actually really paying any kind of attention to politics, because that was about the time where it got to the point where I'm just like, what the hell is going on in this country? Why is stuff getting worse and not better? And then I actually started paying attention.
And then you wished you hadn't.
Yeah. Spoilers, it's the Conservative. Anyway, so how are you getting on with the cleaning there? This thing is looking cleaner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's brushed up nicely with just going over it with a paintbrush, basically.
Absolutely.
So
and think after you finished, it will actually have a screw in it and.
Have you put more screws in the motherboard? Yeah, we're putting your motherboard. Yeah, we're.
What's wrong with this? It has all the screws it needs.
Well, I mean, it's not going to fall out.
Exactly.
All right, but then, I was about to say, but then arguably your power supply wasn't going to fall out either. However, considering you're able to just pull the screws out with your fingernails, I think it was reasonable to replace those.
That was interesting. I wasn't expecting that one.
Yes.
Just kind of, oh.
Yeah.
That's supposedly screwed in. But yes.
Paul Daniel says, does Margaret Thatcher still feature strongly at dinner conversations? Margaret Thatcher remains a highly controversial figure in this country. However, I don't
know enough to sufficiently debate what they did.
Same. However, broadly speaking, though, there were certain areas, like the problem is neither do most people. A lot of people will be like sort of, she took a firm stance against corrupt unions and stuff like that, and all the rest of it. However, it's also a case of she completely sold out the UK steel industry. entirely.
If you say so.
Yeah. And Margaret Thatcher was the reason why the UK has no steel industry anymore. Because because of the price of UK steel, she lowered or removed the tariffs on Chinese steel, which meant that we could just import it for cheaper than we could make it, which obviously completely killed the UK steel industry. Now you can have there can be a debate over whether that matters or not, because like to a certain extent it's a case of, well, if it's cheaper to import it, why do we bother making it anymore? Also,
the inference on that is a case of, if you have to support it only by penalising others, it is already dead.
Precisely. And so that's the thing. Yeah. This is where it gets complicated, and so for that reason, this isn't something we should try and solve right now.
Because we don't know enough.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
All that I think can be said is that a large percentage of people were greatly adversely affected.
Yes. And
that, irrespective of other reasoning, is enough for it to be wrong.
Yeah.
There was sufficient hardships
as a result of her
caused by those actions, that the actions were not acceptable because the result didn't justify the means.
Yes.
And the means were not justifiable.
Yes.
Kind of thing. So it's a case of, to a degree, the end justifying the means isn't a thing that is true.
Yeah.
But if you could say that, well, there was 3 or 4 years of hardship, then literally everyone was uplifted.
Yeah.
Then you could kind of say, is that actually just the cost of progress?
Yeah.
But then a case of, that isn't what happened.
Yeah.
So,
but to a certain extent, it's a case of, maybe what was done was for the best, but it should have been done in a different way or a better way. It's a case of find a better solution than this. Yeah, I think is probably where it was about. But yeah, Maggie Thatcher also killed the coal industry. Yeah, exactly that. And it's a case of, was the coal industry dying already? Should it die? Yeah, eventually the coal industry was going to die. However, again, that's kind of the inference here, is it was killed in a very unpleasant and violent manner that uplifted many people's livelihoods. So it was a case of perhaps a better method should have been found.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't get into politics here. So
yeah.
So yes, I think I'm not against talking about politics, but at the same time,
I'm against discussing politics where I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. And especially in a case of, I don't think a lot of people came here to talk about Maggie Thatcher today.
Oh,
so...
no. Oh, no.
What's up?
Apparently the paintbrush scratched up the finish on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you got a peel on there?
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I was going to say... Yeah, there's a peel. There's a peel.
Christ for that. I was just like, excuse me? What kind of carrier bag rubbish is this plastic?
Yep. Yep, well, there you go. See, if you'd peeled that, it wouldn't be scratched. Because you would have had the harder plastic underneath it. Now you've got a scratched up layer on there.
Yeah, but which I can now easily remove. Well, easily.
For when you sell it.
Well, yes. Precisely.
To me, for a packet of hobnobs.
No.
It was worth a try.
No.
Very well. Talk about Brexit. Ooh. Anyway, let's see.
Oh no. Anyway.
Right. Okay. Let's Oh yeah. Okay. So now the chat is just on politics. So we need a new subject, people. The new egg deal.
When the hell is 5.3?
The new egg deal with Gamers Nexus. I don't think they have released the next part of that yet, although I haven't checked this morning. However, I watched their intermediary video, which sounded quite interesting, where they were shooting from a field and basically saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to go and have a chat with them." And I kind of liked what they were going for, because I'm going to switch the cameras around just so people don't get bored. At first, when I heard that Gamers Nexus had gone down to Newegg, I was just like, what, is this an ambush piece now? Come on, Gamers Nexus, is that what you're doing? But it's kind of a case of they're actually going to go and talk about... It sounds like they're going to go down there and sort of go, okay, here's how the procedure works, here's what we're doing to resolve this procedure, and how we're going to look forward to actually fixing this as a problem. And I think that sounds reasonably interesting because it sounds like they're actually aiming for something that is actually a solution and a resolution rather than just a witch hunt and cool, Newegg is dead forever. Because, killing Newegg as a company, that's kind of a crappy outcome of all of this. Whereas actually, trying to resolve things, trying to resolve things so they provide a good service again sounds like a better outcome.
But based on what they have done, is death not a better option than continuance?
It depends if it can be fixed or not. Is it rotten to the core, or is it just a load of cowboys?
No. If the binary options are continue as was, death, surely death is the better option for the consumer.
Yes, unless you can fix it.
I said in the binary of continue as was, it cannot be fixed.
Yeah.
Death, surely the death is the better option.
Yeah.
However, the other option is a case of fixing it.
Yeah.
But it's a case that obviously fixing it requires buy-in from Newegg. And if Newegg did not buy in, then Gamers Nexus's binary option was continue as was, death.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in that case...
And Newegg appeared to have bought into fixing.
Yes. Yeah. So on the assumption... But basically, it remains to be seen as to whether Newegg is still just on damage control or whether they are actually going, okay, this is actually something we need to resolve, otherwise death is going to happen.
Yeah, they've set up a new escalation email address for people with issues with RMAs. They've changed the RMA policy for all open box items.
Yes.
So those two things are at least improvements.
These are. It's a good sign. It's a good start.
Yeah.
Because again, in all honesty, I'm still surprised. If this had been, say, Amazon instead, then Amazon probably wouldn't have responded and just wait for it all to blow over. If we're honest, aren't we? Whereas the fact that Newegg are actually tackling this head on and responding at all seems to imply a willingness at some point in the business structure. There is someone there who is actually interested in resolving this properly.
Or is sufficiently concerned.
Yeah. Or it is all just postulating and all talk, and they're actually just going to appease Gamers Nexus and say, oh yeah, we're absolutely committed to solving all of this, and a week later they're back to their old tricks. But if that happens, we'll soon find out about it, I would imagine.
Because they're not going to let go of the story that quickly.
Exactly that. So it's... I think it's interesting to see how this plays out as a piece of journalism per se.
That's not turned on.
So yeah, no HX power supply. Yeah, TX is all right.
It's fine. Yeah. This was meant to go in a different PC, and then the other power supply I hadn't actually turned up.
Yeah.
And then I just stuck this one in here instead.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh no, it's an 850. Who cares?
It's a Corsair. That's the thing with power supply. If it's got Corsair written on it, you'll be fine, really.
It will be good enough.
Yeah. Let's see. Wouldn't most PC retailers refuse an RMA from bent pins on an LGA? Well, yeah. Watch the videos, basically.
The problem with that, though, is the pins were bent by Newegg or before sale.
Yeah, they were bent before sale.
The pins were bent before they were purchased by Gamers Nexus.
Yeah.
Therefore, it is not Gamers Nexus's problem.
That was the issue.
Newegg supplied goods that were not accurate to the description of the item.
Yeah. Let's see.
Newegg also they returned something that was sealed and had never been opened by them. So therefore, it was in the condition it was sent to them in, and it was sent to them defective.
Yeah. Yep. It was pretty bad.
I am looking for the manual.
Steve won't let that go if Newegg gives a fake solution. Yes, and I think this is why it's interesting that Gamers Nexus are working on it, because in a way, when this continued to roll onwards, and I saw another video from Gamers Nexus about the Newegg, I was just like, oh god, milking this one, are we? But on the flip side, it's a case of, well, no, actually, they're kind of onto something interesting now, because Gamers Nexus are either going to be the salvation or the death of Newegg, which, one way or the other, is actually quite profound, all things considered, when you consider the size of Newegg. So, yeah, I think it's a very interesting situation that's unfolding. You're voting for Newegg to just rebrand the old methods, keep doing the same thing. Yeah. We'll see. We'll find out. I'll be interested to know. Firefan says, how much of my YouTube revenue affected if people are using ad blockers? I don't know, actually. I'm not sure if there is a way of determining that from the analytics. I don't check. I don't think it's enough. Well, yeah, no, I have no idea, actually. I've never looked into it. It's not as bad as most people would imagine, because a lot of people who run ad blockers kind of assume that everyone runs ad blockers. But the other thing to bear in mind as well is that the majority of views come from unsubscribed members. And unsubscribed members are often people who are just browsing around YouTube, and it's entirely possible that they're on mobile as well, because the majority of views will be on mobile. So you can very quickly enter a phase where, contrary to popular belief, most people aren't running an ad blocker. And people who are actually in the minority. So it doesn't affect... I would wager that it does not affect channels as much as one would imagine, but I don't actually know what the real numbers are, and I've never cared to look. I try not to focus on it, because that's also something that is outside of my control, especially on account that I don't want to have to say to people, please don't use an ad blocker, especially because I run an ad blocker myself anyway. However, also though, I am going to get YouTube Premium, because YouTube Premium is a very good way of just helping out everyone you watch. Because when you have YouTube Premium, part of your premium subscription goes to the people you are watching. It doesn't just go to YouTube, it goes to the channels you're watching. So if you want to try and support channels, a really good way of doing that is just to be a YouTube Premium watcher.
My thing with YouTube Premium, though, is the fact that in, like, Bolivia, it's like £1 a year.
Yeah.
Or like £1.50 a year. And then in the UK, it's like £12 a month.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how can you offer the same thing for such wildly varying amounts? I realise that there are huge differences in median income.
Yeah.
So obviously. But a case of, how can you split that £1 or £1.50 a year kind of thing evenly amongst the people those people watch without you actually massively subsidising it in that country? Or the fact that you're just ripping off everyone in the UK.
Maybe. Yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know what the justification on that is.
Yeah. It might be that it works out, because I'd be interested to know what watch by country statistics are like in other countries. Because, for example, the majority of the Adamant IT viewers are all UK, US, Canada, and so on. Just the English-speaking West, basically. And I wonder if, for example, in Bolivia, all of the Bolivian YouTubers are all... they will all find that their highest watch country is Bolivia, kind of thing. So in which case it may work out, but so they end up getting comparatively the same amount or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
This is probably horrifying numbers to calculate. So, yeah.
Audience, that's what I wanted.
50-year-old gamer, or 50-year gamer, sorry. Thank you very much for the tenner. Late to the party, you're going to watch from the start. Very well. Thank you very much for the £10. Enjoy the start, and maybe the catch-up, if you do actually catch up before the end.
Yes, so... apparently India features in your top 5.
I was about to say, after UK, US, Canada, India was going to be
Germany.
Was going to be my next guess. Germany after that. Interesting. Yeah. Hi to all the German viewers, by the way. I know you're out there.
It's Katrina.
Yeah. The entirety of Germany is Katrina. Yeah.
Just 18 alt accounts.
It's just 18 people who have YouTube in Germany, you know?
No. I was inferring that your viewer numbers were that small that 18 would count.
There are dozens of them. Thank you. Yeah. Mid-roll ads piss you off. I don't run mid-rolls, so yeah, for that reason, because mid-rolls annoy me as well.
Yes.
I think adverts at the start of the video are tolerable. Mid-rolls, not a fan of that. When YouTube rolled that out, I was like, no mid-rolls. Although actually, I don't know if they're on the streams. I need to double check that, because I might accidentally have them. Because when you do a live stream, you set up the monetization for that independently of how you do on a video upload. And I don't know if the video upload defaults count. For standard video
I
uploads,
think-
I don't run mid-rolls.
I think mid-rolls are on for the streams.
Yeah, I think there might be. Yeah, that's kind of annoying because it's a live stream. If I will turn them off if that's the case. So yes.
It's the point where I look at this and then go, how the hell do I find this on this thing?
Yeah. Romania viewing. Hello, Romania. And Portugal. And probably everyone else who's now going to list their country. But hello, everyone. I'm always
No
amazed
idea.
at the number
Not a clue.
of everyone
I
who
cannot
comes
quickly
in.
find that. But
Yeah,
no.
I'll check it for next time. Next
Yeah.
time I turn up, because I have to switch on monetization for every live stream. So I need to check the default.
Yeah.
In fact, I could probably set the defaults for this, and I just haven't.
Yeah.
I will check it for the next stream. And if mid-rolls are on, I will switch them off because I do not intend for them to be on.
Yeah.
Is the answer to that.
Can I borrow your eyes for a moment?
Sure, and then I'll catch up on chat.
Find fan header number 3.
Fan header number 3. Okay. Right, 6, 4, 2, 5. Sure. It's not the one in the top left, is it?
That is number 1.
Okay. 1 CPU optional. 5, 2, 4, 6. Good question, well presented. Is it listed on the manual? Because
No.
you had that up a moment ago.
No, it's also not in the manual. So I'm just like, okay,
Huh.
there is no 3. And it goes 1, 2, 4, 5. Like, I could have understood if it went 1,
All
2,
right.
3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7 kind of thing.
So Gigabyte can't count. I would imagine there was probably going to be a 3 somewhere and it got removed.
Yeah, or CPU optional is technically
I was
3.
about to say, or it got renamed or something. Yeah.
But just okay,
Yeah. Fair enough.
cool. I think we're basically done with this, though, aren't we? So I'm going to slot you back in.
Yeah, I was going to say that is looking tidier. So yes, I think you're just rewiring. So yeah. Okay, let's roll back a little
my
bit.
thumb screws. My cabbages.
I understood that reference. Let's see. What do I think of the Steam Deck? Eager to get my hands on one. I think the Steam Deck is awesome, but it's not something that I would find useful. There's a lot of hype for handheld gaming PCs at the moment, like the Steam Deck and the third-party equivalents. However, yeah, I guess it's useful if you frequent public transport or something. But I'm just like, I have no use for one because I'm at work on a PC or I'm at home on a PC. Or if I'm driving somewhere, I'm behind the wheel. So, and I don't go traveling either. I don't travel anywhere where I might need one. So, yeah.
Can you pop the thumb screw in because my case is bent?
Ah, yes.
So if I do that.
There we go. So yeah, I think the Steam Deck is awesome, but it's not something that I have any particular interest in because it's not something that I find useful.
I'm eager to get my hands on one,
Yeah.
but not to buy one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm eager to look at it and go, isn't this a marvel?
Yeah. I think it's awesome that we're getting so much horsepower into such a small space now. It's very cool from a technology perspective.
Yes.
So yeah.
Have you seen the Gamers Nexus teardown of it?
Briefly, yeah. I
I'm
sort
just
of.
like, oh, that's
Yeah.
fancy.
It's very good. The Steam Deck is very well good. I love the way they've provided designs for the case and all the rest of it. I love the way that Steam is handling the release of it and the openness of it and providing, they're talking about providing spare parts to iFix it and things like that.
I'm
It
intrigued.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, they've released the 3D files for you to 3D print your own case.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Even though I
What?
have no intention of buying one and I have no interest in owning one, I'm very excited to see how it pans out as a product, because Steam Deck are doing a lot of things, and I hope a lot of people look at that and be like, we're going to do that as well, because we want to, or, well, I hope people see that it went well for Steam and they go, oh, look at that, we can provide documentation and parts, and people will like that, So, yeah.
documentation was provided, and everyone liked that.
Yes, basically that. Right, okay, scrolling down. I might have to scroll some things. Right. Any parts on order for the motherboard from last week? Not yet. I haven't decided what I'm doing with that yet, is the short answer. I have got more capacitors for it now. So, however, I'm also considering redoing that. I'm thinking of just starting again with that and ordering Rubicon. An interesting thing did happen, actually, that I wanted to share with you guys. You remember we were looking at the capacitors and we put one of the new ones in the tester and the ESR on it was also pretty... I found some Rubicon capacitors in my spares, and a Rubicon low ESR capacitor was 0.01 ohms. Whereas the cheap Hengfa, whatever capacitors we bought were 0.1 ohms. So basically...
an order of 10.
Yeah. Now, it's worth noting that the Rubicons were specifically low ESR caps.
Oh, yeah, but...
However, they're also fractionally more expensive. I was just being a cheapskate. But it shows that if you actually buy some nice low ESR capacitors, they will be drastically better. So the reason why those capacitors looked crap is because they're crap, basically. Shock horror.
Water is wet. Use it 11.
Yes. Shock horror. The cheapest capacitors I could find on eBay weren't very good. So I think I'm going to order some actually good capacitors and recap that board properly, if nothing else, just because I think it would be a shame for me to just stick a bunch of crap caps on it and be like, oh, I don't care, because someone out there does care about that motherboard. So yeah, well, we'll do it properly, I think.
May I have your side cutters?
Whoop.
Thanks.
So yes, we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Customers may bring Steam Decks in for repair in the future if they sell in numbers. Quite possibly. And the interesting thing is by the looks of things, I'll actually be interested in working on them as well, because parts and stuff are available for them. So
That's
yes.
the main thing, isn't it? It's just the availability of parts.
Yeah.
It doesn't overall actually matter if it's difficult to repair, per se. Because if the parts are available and it's a difficult repair, the worst that happens is you go, I botched this, I have to buy a new part.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, just because it came up in the chat, yes, there is a peel on the GPU, and no, Caradog isn't going to do it. I also regret this.
I'm sorry, does it annoy someone?
Yes. Did I see Tech Yes City's video on cheap AliExpress Soyo B660M board? No. I have not looked into it. Yeah, I haven't looked into it yet, if I'm honest. Panasonic FM and similar series of capacitors are good. Should be easy to get places like Final. Yeah, I need to make an account on Final or Element 14, just so when I actually want to order electronics components, I've got it set up, because I tend to just order stuff on eBay and stuff like that, just because it's easier. However, I do actually need when I want to buy actually good components, it would make sense for me to be going to Farnell or whoever.
I've been put off CPC just because every time I've looked, their prices have been way out of line of everyone else's.
Yeah.
And I was just being like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because also I want to buy some nice probes for my multimeter, and the place to go for something like that is Farnell and Element 14. So we're going to make the GPU hotter by leaving the plastic on it.
There it is.
Yes, but also no. The sticky tape is a family heirloom. What was that? What's that holding in place?
It's the plastic hold down for the PCI bracket.
Okay, yeah.
So if I ever need to RMA the board, I'll refit it.
Yep, and you'll know exactly where it is. See, for me, I would just have. I suppose you don't. Yeah. This case was secondhand when you got it. Otherwise, somewhere around, I've probably got one of the little cardboard boxes that comes with a case that has all the fittings in it. And then you can put all of your spare fittings in that cardboard box and have it tucked away in a hard drive bay.
Or it could go there and I could never look at it.
Yeah, okay. I said, you know what? Actually, let's put some perspective on this. I'll just go and get the side panel. behold the side panel with its still double-sided peels on both sides.
That's how double-sided works.
Shush. The point is you're a monster. That's the important thing here, is you're a monster who does not peel. And everyone is upset with you.
You left the peel on both sides, and nobody liked this.
Yes. Exactly that. If he leaves it at the shop, will he peel it when he's not looking? Honestly, I won't, because I've done that before to your possessions, and I think you've secretly been angry about it, and I have retroactively felt bad about doing it.
Oh dear.
So...
The only reason I don't peel it is because it annoys you. Genuinely.
Well, at least now I know that I don't need to feel bad about it.
There is absolutely no cause for alarm. What?
Just. Let's see.
You chose this.
Yeah. If there is a peel that's actually blocking a fan or something like that, then he's going to remove that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The PSU did not get an air block. Did you bash the power supply with the air compressor?
Yes, I did that before we started the stream.
Yeah. The power supply got air compressor before we started.
And to be honest, I'm probably going to do the case again afterwards, just to remove the dust that will have settled.
Yeah, because after doing all of this, it'll all shake out of cracks and stuff like that, and just more of it falls down. So that's kind of normal as well. Paying extra for the window you can't see through. He'd have bought you'd go for a solid case if it was available, wouldn't you? Probably. So yeah.
The case exists to hold the components.
Yeah, you're not an aesthetics guy. You have opinions of aesthetics, but you don't actually care about them.
My opinion as aesthetics are I'm not paying extra for them.
Yeah, fair enough. Yep. This does not look like a Socket 7 based system. No. I can see you've got an eye for computers. No, the Socket 7 system will be making a comeback, just not this week. So yeah. Yeah, that looks reasonable. Although, just trying to make sure that you're not getting pulled down on the card there. Sometimes when you're pulling cables back, you've got to be careful that they're not under tension and they're pulling the card down, which is a very easy trap to fall into. So yeah. Why are we tinkering with the cables? Oh yeah, well...
Just because I'm trying to get them to sit flat so I can get the side panel.
Yeah, it's...
That's all.
Sometimes cable tidying is not for aesthetic, but also just for the utility of this is now easy to get to. And although it's been debunked, cable tidying doesn't actually make a meaningful difference toward airflow, does it? I seem to remember that Gamers Nexus debunked that, but don't quote me on that.
But it's just a case of I just try and keep the cables out of the way.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Is that on? Yeah, that's on.
Yeah.
I should have another thumb screw. I do. It's there.
Very well.
There we go. How tidy's that out of the way? I was thinking of somehow working out how I could mount a fan somewhere to blow on here for the memory chips.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, I would be hoping that... I'd be hoping that your front intake here is blowing across, and your exhaust, you've got a flue there. You have hot air going across and up and out, which is catching the back of the thing. But yeah, it depends. Have you looked at what temperatures your memory chips get to?
Not very high.
Define not very high.
Less than 90.
Yeah. I don't think it particularly matters as long as they're under 90. So
yeah, and I think they're rated up to 110.
Yeah,
because Nvidia got special dispensation.
Yeah. Although,
So less than 100 is obviously good.
yes, I was going to say, I'm not sure, but when they say something is rated to 110, that's the failure or there is degradation at this temperature
Yeah,
point,
exactly.
I believe.
Which is why I was like, it's less than 90. I'm
Yeah.
not overly concerned.
Yeah, which is fine because I know some people have said sort of, oh, these MOSFETs have a TJ max of 95, therefore we're good up to 95. It's like, no, you don't want to get to 95.
Yeah.
That's just, that's at that point you're breaking them. So you actually want to be at the mid 80s as your maximum. So you've got that headroom. But yes, the case have negative airflow. It certainly seems to at the moment,
Yeah,
but
which I'm going to actually tweak in a second.
yeah, and because you're in a high dust environment, there's actually a vested interest in seeing what we can do about that. Although have you just looked at the side angle of those Arctic fans?
Not that specifically.
Oh,
they're fine. Most of the dust is out of them. The performance is not affected.
what have you spotted then?
The fact that obviously these fans are controlled off of this,
Yeah,
and there's only one header.
that's what I don't like about the
And that's why I
liquid freezer.
suddenly went, yeah.
Yeah,
It means obviously it's nice for cabling,
yeah.
but then
Yeah, this is the big this is one of the reasons why I don't like the liquid freezer too. Is as it's an incredibly good performer and it's a really good all-in-one package. However, you have very little input to the fans and stuff.
because what I was going to do is just set this to high and then these to low.
Yeah, although technically we could just rewire the fans because the fans they've all got little plugs coming out of them, haven't they? So I mean,
Yes, you could do a 3-splitter.
we could just get a 3-splitter, or just extension. Yeah, so
a 3-splitter would be preferable.
Yeah,
because
you
then
do a
all three of them
3-splitter
can
into
just go
one
into
header.
CPU optional.
Yeah, and then you can have maximum speed to the pump, and then control the fan speed manually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's the thing we can do now if you want.
How did that redust?
Did you wipe it down before you put it on? No. Sure. Well.
It's like, more dust has appeared. Gee, thanks.
Are you sure you wiped that?
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of dust.
I'm just like, okay.
Very well. Don't know where you're putting that. Corsair Commander XT for the fans. A bit overkill, to be honest. Case cam is blurred. Oh, is it? Yeah, I mean, it's not going to look great. Okay, that should be a little bit sharper.
Oh, yeah, so it's
cool.
unhappy because of where this is. One sec. If I do that a bit.
Yeah, no, it's alright, really.
Well, it's slightly less of the frame. There you go.
Yeah. It's an unwinnable fight for the camera setup we're using at the moment.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Right, where did the fans come out? Oh, there's one there. There's one there,
Yep.
and there must be one.
Yeah. Oh, we're upset about the red SATA cables. I could do something about that, actually. We could swap those out for some black ones. I just know that you don't care. We're mainly going. We're mainly We're optimizing, I think. Yeah.
Where's that go? That goes.
Because also, like, I would move this as well. But yeah.
To where?
I would run it up the back. I would run it up the back and then have it come in. Basically, take the same route as the SATA cable. I'd come in through here.
But also, how?
Is it not long enough for that then? Yeah.
I'd have to have another chain.
I see. That's visiting the hard drive at the same time. Yeah, I didn't realise that was also doing the hard drive. Yeah. So, yeah. I would run 2 chains for that. Yeah. I would run 2 chains in order to not have that visible, which we will immediately not see when we put on these.
Do you know how it's not visible?
Yeah, when we put on the... This is what we could do. You could put the solid side panel on there and put the windowed side panel with the cellophane on the back of the case.
It's not visible now.
Just to make everyone really, really angry.
It's okay. It's still my favourite picture to make people angry. It's just a picture of this computer built but sitting on a box under my desk.
Yeah. Good.
To get to the fans, we'd have to unmount this.
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
Not overly.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's up to you, really. It's a case of, it's a thing that can be done, but it's a case of, do you care enough to do it?
Not really, because I want to actually see what difference it makes first.
Yeah.
So I'll just set up smart fan initially.
Oh yeah, get some initial readings. Yeah.
Just actually set the fan speeds through smart fan.
Yeah, because we don't know what kind of fan curve it will actually be running by default.
No, exactly. So yeah, so I'll do that first.
Fair enough. Yeah. Very well.
And also just turn this down.
Yeah.
Having this turned down, having these on high.
Yeah. I would almost be tempted to set that to stop start and have it just kick in if our temperature goes over 80 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just as something is I mean, you want because you want to have something exhausting around the top area, but that's what this is doing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what I was thinking of, just finding what the minimum spin speed for this was, and basically just going flat line 80.
Because if we were running, a lot of people would be running, for example, a front mount rad, and might have just only one exhaust fan and nothing along the top of their case. That would be a common setup, and in which case I would be like, make sure you've got an exhaust fan at least on low speed, because having that exhaust fan there on low speed will be taking 10 degrees out of your VRMs.
Yeah.
Literally just being there spinning. Just having the tiniest amount of ambient airflow anywhere near the VRMs will literally take 10 degrees off your VRM temperature. So it's because when I realised that, that's when I stopped using stop-start fans, because it looks very nice. Sure, okay.
It does that.
Yeah. It looks very nice to have your fans turn off when they don't need to be spinning, but it actually also means you get massive heat soak problems. So yeah. All right, catch you later, Paul Daniels. Thanks for dropping by. You'll have to discipline yourself at work. Cool.
Very well.
Recommend solder diameter for motherboard work? I'm not sure, if I'm honest, because I use archaic solder. Has anyone got a good response to that? I think like 0.5 mil, like 0.5 millimeter maybe. Because I use really thick boy stuff because it's just what I have. In a sec. What am I using right now? Yeah, probably 0.5 mil, because I've got 0.75 mil and it's too thick. So yeah.
Can you jump that to pass through for a second?
Yes. Yes, I can. Let me adjust.
So where'd the paintbrush go?
Bam.
There.
Whoop. And DVID. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, the EVGA did this to me the other day. In fact, I think it was doing it to me constantly. Yeah, okay, we'll need to fix that. Yeah, no pass-through at the moment. Are we going to be doing any significant testing? If not, I'll just connect directly.
I was only going to set the fan profile.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I was in BIOS first.
Yeah. I think we're testing the EVGA HDMI capture card, the XR1, but we've only acquired it this week, and it's not very well configured yet, and it's spitting out a high refresh signal, and my monitors don't like it. So yeah, yeah, I'll plug you in directly for the time being.
Sure thing. Extend. Zoom. Enhance.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Right. Use 0.6 for most stuff. There we go. Yeah, that makes sense then. PC motherboard, 0.5 should be fine. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Literally everything's just set to full speed.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah. I was going to say, that sounds loud at the moment.
Fine.
Okay. Hi from the Netherlands. What's up, Eric? How's it going? What OS you're running? You're on Windows 10 at the moment, aren't you? Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Running Windows 10 at the moment.
And then I want Sysfan 1 to be on. Yeah, that's fine. Sysfan 2? What do I want? I want 4 and 2. 2 to be full speed. And 4 to be.
El Johnarino says, we've got a 2407 WFP monitor. That's your main to this day and you love it, but you'd like a 1440. Do we have any opinions on known good current as nice as that? What's the...
So it's the what?
Yeah, basically, what's the ultra sharp 1440p at the moment?
I've no idea. I can tell you what the 16x10 one is.
Yeah, what's the 16x10 equivalent?
Which is going to be something like this 2417U, I think.
Yeah. Possibly the 2417U, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, not sure because I'm not running any modern. I'm not running any of the modern Dell Ultra Sharps at the moment. I've just got a bunch of older Ultra Sharps lying around because they're really cheap secondhand. At home, I'm using Asus monitors. However, I do agree they are very good. Yeah, if you're not gaming on it, then
now.
Yeah.
Filter results.
Oh, there we go. We will have an answer for you momentarily.
Did you want 1920 1200?
No, 1440.
Oh, then I don't know.
Yeah. Probably got to go up to a 27-inch for that.
That's the 2421E.
What's the spec on that one?
That's the replacement for these.
Yeah.
That's the 2021 version of those monitors.
Okay, yeah.
So
That's
it's 16x10 with a USB-C hub.
Yeah, I assume that's 1200p.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's probably going to be a 27 something then for 1440, isn't it?
What do you want, 1440?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
actual 1440.
Yeah, are we looking for 16x10 or 16x9 here? Because 1440p is 16x9, but most of these monitors are 16x10. So,
I guess you'd be looking at like the U2722D.
Yeah.
The U2722DE.
Yeah, we're basically looking at the Dell website here is where you'll see this stuff. Generally speaking, you can't... for desktop monitors...
U2520D. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically anything that's a U, not an S or a P.
Yeah. Basically, go U series. The P series are... and the S series are the cheap ones.
They're still arguably...
Yeah.
Quite good, but they're not ultra sharps.
Yeah. And yes, we buy monitors in inches as well. Yeah, everyone still buys monitors in inches at the moment, just because. Well, no, actually, that's a good question. But, yeah, but yes, apparently all the European people still say it's inches. We don't need all the hard drive mounting brackets. You could remove them and add more intake fans. Could do. I don't like intaking from the bottom though.
Just because obviously it's
well,
and then this is unfiltered.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think the inference is that you could take out one of the cages and stick another 120 on the bottom. But yeah, you'd be intaking from the bottom, especially through unfiltered, is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
If the case is designed for it and has filters, then yes. Yeah. But yeah,
I'd be interested in somehow working out how you could front mount the power supply, so you can get that to come out there because this is filtered. Stick a 120 on there.
Yeah.
That I'd be interested in.
That'd be a very mad lad move.
Yeah, but that would be the only way I'd consider doing through here, just because that's the only filtered spot.
Yeah.
And the point is I need it to be filtered because of how dusty the environment is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for now, just turning down the rear exhaust is probably a good start to seeing how
these are turned down, this is turned down.
I think the other thing as well, though, is that it has been in a high dust environment because building work was being done.
Yeah.
And to a certain extent...
It's a high dust environment anyway.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it's still a case of it can go a year without being dusted out.
Yeah, because I was going to say the other issue is that positive or negative airflow, whatever you do, there is always going to be dust.
Yeah, it's just trying to make it less bad.
Yeah.
And it's just trying to make it less bad. And make it, obviously, so also cleaning at home is just vacuuming off this.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah, magnetic filter on the bottom. That's possible, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know how
But
much
it's
you
kind
get.
of at that point. It's
This
kind
sits
of
on the
like,
floor, doesn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, so
At that point, it's kind of I need to buy a new case.
yeah, I wouldn't be running bottom intake if it's on the floor. Like I have bottom intake on my case because I've got a torrent, but my torrent sits up on a desk, so it's okay. And also the torrent is very, very easy to clean because the front panel comes off and then the bottom filter just slides out the front. So I don't even need to take the case down in order to change the filters. Literally just click, and I can clean those. So,
front filters for PSU and stuff
yeah,
is a necessity in my opinion. The rear access ones are like no one's going to touch it.
yeah,
They're not going to bother. I don't care what you think.
no one is
The
going to do
majority
this.
isn't going to bother.
Yeah, I've been to LAN parties. I've seen people's PCs. People don't clean their PCs.
Yeah.
So yeah, yep. If you want dustless, you need to go fanless. Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not looking for dustless. I'm looking for managed dust. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. I'm looking for the dust to primarily be on the filter at the front.
That's right.
So then what comes through is the finer stuff. So a case of it doesn't get to the state it was kind of thing. That's more what I'm aiming for. It's just avoiding the state it was in.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Very well. Cool. Well, anyway, that seems to be ready to rock, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Okay. Right. It's a bit early to pack up yet, so I think what we're going to do is the second thing that one of our other things that we were going to do was just carry on doing a bit of tinkering. I've still got various bits lying around to tinker with, so what we'll do is I think we'll take a seat and the thing that I've been meaning to do for ages is this is my. This is the hard drive dock that I use, and it's got a dicky power button on it. So I'm going to try and take this apart and see if I can replace the power button on it so it doesn't annoy me anymore. So we're going to change out and do that.
I'm going to walk around the front.
Okay. Right. What do I need to move? Oh, yes, I don't need to move anything. I've just got to change that monitor input so we get our second monitor back. Display port. Oh, monthly dust keeping. Ain't nobody got time for that, though. Yeah, I think monthly is probably a bit hectic.
I vacuum the front of mine probably monthly.
Because
all I have to do is use the vacuum cleaner I'm already cleaning my room with and go...
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Right. One of those. One of those. One of those. Get that out of the way. Right. Some servers will fast spin the fans periodically to clear dust. Oh, that's interesting. That would be kind of cool. Have I ever been tempted to repair phones? Not anymore. I used to do phone repair in the iPhone for the iPhone 3G, 3GS, 4 and 4S era. I was doing phone repair on iPhones anyway. However, when the iPhone 5 came out and it started getting hard, and B, the quality of parts just went through the floor. Just the reliability of eBay parts just went, and it became ridiculously difficult to find reliable parts. And I stopped doing it. I was like, nope, this is no longer worth the hassle anymore. So yeah, my understanding from people who do phone repairs is that it's still a nightmare. And I'm like, yeah, I can't be arsed with that. I have plenty to do without needing to do phones. So, alright, I'm just adjusting things so I can reach everything. There we go. Right, let's get the bench cam back. Bam. And we're gonna have we're gonna have a look at this. Right. If only Apple would supply those parts. Yeah.
If only Apple would make money from supplying parts.
Yeah. It's within their power. They can do it, and they can make money on it, but they don't want to.
Bless them.
The screwdriver is on charge. Fine, I'll use that one. The loop. Right. Let's see. How does this thing come apart? I'm guessing we've just got screws underneath the feet. So, as said, this is my hard drive dock. So, flap under there, you can put 2.5-inch or 3.5-inch SATA drives in. USB 3 on the back. It's also got eSATA, for the 10 people who use that. But I use it for USB 3. This thing is astonishingly reliable, and I'm a massive fan of it, which is why I'm going to the bother of actually fixing it. So, is it hobnobs and cider time? It's definitely something time. I'm just not sure what. I feel like I've left it a bit too late to start on the cider. Although I probably still could.
It's 5:45.
Well, too late in the stream. I'd say I'm sort of streaming it for the, I don't know. Well, it's not too late to start drinking this evening, but if we're, I don't know.
There is nothing stopping you if you want one.
Maybe.
Only yourself.
I think it's also just the fact that I have, like, the coffee from earlier on has not touched me at all, and I'm really, really tired. Honestly, I think I should have another coffee.
Very well.
And the reason why I haven't cracked open a can of cider is I'm legitimately concerned it's going to put me to sleep.
It's going to sit there.
Yeah. I'm actually struggling big time right now. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll take a coffee if I may, thank you. Is this USB SATA port? eSATA is literally just serial ATA, but does eSATA carry power? I can't remember. I don't think it does.
I don't know.
No.
I've never used it.
eSATA, it's a modified serial ATA port that has a locking connector that was designed for external use. There were a couple of motherboards back in the day that had these on the back because it was before. Obviously, it means that you can potentially get full SATA speed. And the problem
it was also a lot better than USB was because USB didn't have. Oh crap! I've just forgotten what the protocol's called. I can't remember. There is a protocol that is like native command queuing.
Yeah.
But isn't that? It's something similar-ish. And USB didn't support it for a while.
Yes.
Or the USB controllers didn't support it for a while. So the drive couldn't pass it through to the machine.
Yeah.
So the drive's performance just tanked.
Yeah.
So it's like, even though there was USB 3,
yeah,
it was actually like USB 2 speeds.
Yeah, because I was going to say the problem, and it's also just the fact that a lot of USB 2 control, a lot of USB 3 hard drive controllers just are not very fast and will actually top out at like 100 megs per second. Which is fine in a lot of cases, but definitely not exactly the quickest if you're actually putting in a fast drive. I put it down there.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Right. Interesting. This has got a massive weight in the bottom. That's why it feels so confidently heavy. But that's also useful because
it also means it doesn't fall over.
I was about to say, one of the things I like about this is that it's actually modestly heavy, so it feels confident and it doesn't move around on the desk. So yeah,
we will come up with a better placement.
Yeah. Okay, so what am I looking for? Okay, so we've got this main circuit board on the bottom here, which does everything. And straight away, one of the things that I quite like about this is that we actually have got power supply work for the SATA port by the looks of things, because something that greatly bothers me about a lot of hard drive USB docks and enclosures is they pass 12 volts from the supply straight through to the hard drive, which is very bad because it means if your power brick for this thing goes nuclear, it kills the hard drive. Whereas if my power supply goes nuclear, it'll blow up the board, not the drive, which is kind of nice. So yeah. USB 3, yeah, this is USB 3B. This is quite an uncommon connector. It is a standard one. You just don't see it very often. You can plug a standard B cable into this as well as the USB 3 variant that has the extra pins on the bottom. Really weird shape. Not very commonly seen, but yeah.
Dramatically better than the Micro B.
Yes, much better than Micro B, yeah. But
you got your hard drive.
Okay. You found whatever it is you're looking for.
Yeah, just to show off the stupid other connector.
Oh, yeah. The USB 3 micro B connector is this one here. This is dumb and I hate it. These things wear out at the drop of a hat. It's a terrible connector and I want it to die. Type-C is the solution to that, and I'm actually... I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to start swapping all of my... Because this is, again, one of the shop drive enclosures, hence why there's no lid on it. But I'm going to start swapping all of my stuff out for just Type-C connectors. Because, yeah, it's time, basically. Step-up converter is nice. Yeah. USB 3 micro B is evil. Agreed. Right, I'm going to carry on taking this apart. There's a small...
USB 3 naming is evil.
Yeah. There's a switch down there. Oh no, that's not what I thought it would be at all. Alright, hang on a sec. Let's dig all this out. I think we might have a problem here, guys, because I've just spotted the actual power button, and it's not what I thought it was going to be. Which means we might be dead in the water here. Whoop. Right, that's that. And I think to get further down there, I need to remove this bit. Ugh. The Element 2.5-inch ones have the same connector. Yeah, it's a very common connector at the moment that you'll find on most stuff. Because yeah, it's kind of the only option if you don't use a proprietary connector. However, yeah, hopefully Type-C will come along and save us. Oh, that needs to come out on both sides. Thanks.
Something I'm uncertain if I want is something that takes a single USB Type-C and splits it into two slower Type-Cs. Just because most things don't need this 40 gigabit.
Yeah.
But having two ports is less likely than having one higher speed port. So just being able to break that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if that's a thing I want.
I don't know if such a thing easily exists, because, yeah, I guess a hub would probably serve that purpose, a USB hub, just to break high-speed ports into many lower-speed ports.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see if we can get this boy out. I need a second screwdriver. There we go. All right, here's our power button. Now, the problem is, I was expecting, as you can see down here, there's an extra little subboard that's got the activity LED on it. Now, I was expecting a little subboard that would have a surface mount tactile switch on it. However, what we've actually got is a through-hole tactile switch. So that's just a little clicky switch with a built-in LED. And I don't think I have any of these. So that's a bit disappointing. I mean, I don't need it to have... I wonder if I could relocate the power LED somewhere else. Although this light comes on when there is a drive in the dock. It comes on blue and it blinks red on activity. So technically, this is basically a power LED anyway. So we don't need this to light up when it powers on. So I could just replace this with just any other momentary switch, and it would function as intended. Because at the moment, this switch is really dicky, and I have to click it about 10 times for it to actually register that I clicked it. Use the modded doorbell. Oh no. Maybe it just needs cleaning with some IPA. Maybe. Yeah, I suppose can we take this apart further? We can. Put that to one side a sec.
This has only got one SATA on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
a single drive.
I thought it was a two bay one.
No, I do have a 2-bay one, but the 2-bay one that I have which actually supports that special mode that you're talking about, because drives appear as SATA attached. When the 2-bay one I've got, when you plug a drive into it, it appears as serial attached SCSI for some reason or other. I don't know why. However, hard drive diagnostic apps hate it, and it doesn't work very well. You would ultrasonically clean it in IPA. You know, it's funny you should say that. We have the technology to do that.
We have the power.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. I might do that, and we'll just put it back together again and see if it works better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not going to be able to show you that on stream because the ultrasonic cleaner is very noisy in the most unpleasant way possible. But it is set up in the kitchen. So yeah, that's actually a good idea. Okay, let's open this up a bit further. Where's the tweezers? Those are not the tweezers I'm looking for. Those are the ones I'm looking for. So let's take this apart a bit further. I think these will bend up.
I think these will bend. Snap. They will not bend.
Maybe. Oh, that has to get around there. Okay. There we go. Lift and press. Oh, that's not lifting on or pressing. Trying to do this without stabbing myself with the tweezers. Am I still in shot? Just about. Oh, balls. This is not going particularly well. Yeah, okay, let's try this again. I'm trying to arrange my fingers in such a way that if I slip with the tweezers, I don't skewer myself. That does not want to budge. The other side went easily. This side does not want to budge at all because it's gone slightly off center. Okay, let's try doing... Let's push that up. Let's try doing this side first. There we go. And now let's try this side. Right, that doesn't want to go, so let's try going into there.
Can you do both sides basically at the same time just by sticking the pliers in? Sorry, the tweezers into the connector?
Possibly. That's certainly the next thing to try. Oh, I think I've just got it though. There we go. Haha!
Victoire!
There we go. Now we're down to just the switch. Is that wire super loose? Oh, that's for the LED. Okay, so... let's see. Oh, hello, Kimbo. Are we home for dinner or grabbing something with Caradog? I am going to stay here because I need to carry on working this evening. So, yeah. Sort yourself out. I'm going to get my own food. Cancel the ambulance. So, yes. Are you good to sort yourself out, Kimbo? Thank you. Right, okay. Right, so we've got that out. Very good. So that one, these middle ones here are the LED, plus and minus, and then those outer ones are the switch. So what I'm going to do, if I grab the multimeter and continuity this, we can just quickly see how well that's working. Time for IPA. I agree. I don't know how well that's going to work, personally. I don't think it is, but it's worth
Never been a fan of ale.
However, I think it is worth a try. Right, I'm going to try and probe this in such a manner that we can get on both. This is... Let's do to that, to there, and that to there. There we go, right. So, heck.
You want me to hold a thing or push a thing?
I think I need that, yes. Right. Okay, I'm holding the pros. Can you try and push the button? Yeah. I'm sure given enough brute force and ignorance, that'll go. Right, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and stick this in the... I'm going to go and top up the ultrasonic cleaner with IPA, and we'll IPA that, have a conversation, and see if that does anything. So yeah, let's try that. Crocodile clips would do it. That requires me to get my crocodile clips, though. Very well.
There is a spare pair of hands.
Yeah. Also, actually, can you have a root around in the box down there? I think there's some easy hooks, which is probes that have the little hook wires. This is the mystery box of things.
Yours for only £150.
Oh no. Ooh, hello. Didn't know I had that. That's very valuable to me right now.
Oh, look, there we go.
Oh god, I've got... I knew I had some MagSafe 2 wires.
Oh, look, it's...
My old keycaps. Oh no, those are big crop clips. Where are my easy hooks? They're not there. It's not them. Nope. Those are crocodile clips. Maybe they're over here.
You have some teeny tiny desoldering wire.
Yeah. Nope, can't find it. Nope, okay.
The sole survivor of your Draper Fine Toolkit.
Yes, I keep that one on hand just because it might be useful. I'm going to go and lob this in the ultrasonic. I'll be right back, everyone.
I found the other paintbrush.
Yes. It broke off one day. Right, okay, let's switch out. Hang on a sec.
These?
No. Similar, but... hang on a sec. Is that an actual... No, not quite. It's good, but it's not the one. Nope, can't find it. They're around somewhere. Right, I'm going to quickly lob this in the ultrasonic. I'll be back in just a sec.
Very well.
Those are big crop clips. We'll use the small crop clips that were there.
High quality solder.
Oh, yeah, that came with something. Yeah, I don't know what that came with.
The highest of qualities.
Oh, those are crop clips as well.
I think the answer is no.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's some crop clips. We'll use that at the time. Right, I shall be right back.
Very well. I shall quickly stuff everything back into this box.
Bang.
Actually, shall I keep the Apple cables out?
Keep those to hand. I've been looking for those.
Very well. Away. 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 A whim away. A whim away. Come on now. There we go. Right. Good. Hello there. That can go yonder. Very well. What is happening in Chapland? Half-Life, all versions just got a Steam Deck update. Very well. I'm going to... that, so I can actually read that. Yes. My whole room is like that, a mystery box. Yes. See, I could steal the hobnobs now, and therefore I do not have to trade. Stonks.
Oh, I hate the sound of the ultrasonic.
It did just kind of sound like something deflating, just going... Psh.
It's high pitched and it gets into your ears and makes you go... "Nyeh," with that exact noise. "Nyeh,
I feel you are sensitive.
nyeh,
A delicate flower.
nyeh." Speaking of earphones, did you see the short circuit review for the new Sony open back wireless earbuds?
No.
Well, check short circuit for them. They look very interesting. It's wireless earbuds, but they have a shape. So rather than going into the ear canal, they just sit in the ear, and the actual driver part is a ring with a hole through the middle. So it's completely open back, and obviously all ambient sounds can just pass straight through. And I thought that was super interesting because I've been testing all of Caradog's wireless earbuds because I wanted to see if there were a pair that worked for me. and none of them would fit my ears. I tried, I really did. I tried changing out for the different size earbuds and stuff like that. None of them would fit my ears. And I was like, I can't use any of these. Whereas the Sony ones, they don't actually go into your ear canal. They just sit in your ears, which sounds very appealing to me. And I also like the idea of having open back earbuds so I can have music and or voices in my ears, but still be able to hear other people. I can think of a couple of instances where I'd find that very useful. So I'm quite interested in those. And apparently they sound very good as well. You can use ear swabs while listening to music. Yes.
Pretty certain they say that they're not for that use.
Huh?
Q-tips and...
Oh, yes. No,
buds.
we're being facetious here. Do not insert cotton buds into your ears.
Do insert objects into your orifices.
Yes. Yeah. As most doctors will say, don't put anything smaller than your elbow in your ear. That's what my doctor used to say. Exactly. That's exactly it. So, in the car, use the stereo in the car, but
Perhaps
yes,
you have a cheap import car that does not have a stereo.
I have a stereo. How dare you?
Is it a stereo?
Yes. It has more than It has more than one speaker.
Do they play different sounds though?
They do. I have a decent stereo in my car. I just need to refit all of the sound deadening in my doors. So none of the buds fit your ears, but you're an elephant. You've got the opposite problem to me. My ear canals are too small. I tried putting even the smallest ones on, and I was just like, "Come on, get in there," and it just worked its way back out within a few seconds, or within just a bit of movement. So it just didn't work for me before. So I was a little bit sad about that.
Yeah, I've never had any success with like in-ear things.
I really wanted to try just because they're very different from how they are the last time I tried to use them. But I think this is confirmed that I just have very small ear canals, which might also explain why I often have issues with my ears blocking. But yeah. You burst your eardrum on a plane on holiday. Oof. So yes. I'm still very much enjoying the Bose QC45s that you've loaned me. Those are fantastic. Those definitely are game-changing for me. I found those extremely comfortable to wear.
I just, what I want, what I need to get is probably just another set of the Huawei buds. Because they're like traditional ones. They don't stick in your ear canal. They sit just in the big circle hole.
Yes.
And I'm like, yes, I just need another set of those.
Yeah, those are the ones that I've always used. I've just never found any that sound particularly good because they're not big enough to have any bass, and they don't seal your ear in order to maintain the bass they do produce. So I feel like it's an unwinnable situation. And I think that's where the Sony ones might be able to do better. But
Yes.
Right. The thing has stopped making horrible noises. I'm going to go and check in on it.
That was very quick.
It only runs for 3 minutes. I can cycle it again, but it runs for 3 minutes at a time.
Oh, I see. Okay. I don't know. I just kind of expected that ultrasonicing stuff would take a reasonably large amount of time. For unknown reasons. But I guess it depends on how big the thing is.
Yeah.
So I presume if it's a large one, they can...
To be as well. I don't know the ins and outs of ultrasonicing. I know Lewis Rossman has got videos on his full ultrasonic process, which is very thorough, but also he's he's doing it on motherboards that have got years of grot on them and a bunch of solder flux and all the rest of it. Right, so that's come out along with one of the toothbrushes that I wanted to clean, because this was certainly getting to the point where I think there was so much flux residue on it that it just wasn't actually cleaning anything. So yes, certainly the handle on it is very clean now. Right. Let's see if that's made an ounce of difference. Bench cam.
Away.
Right, let's put the manual focus there, there, I think. Right, I've got some crocodile clips now, although they're a bit too big. Let's see how they do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. That's the least convincing fit ever. These are very cheap probes, but whatever. We're literally just doing continuity testing, so it actually doesn't matter. Right. Boop. Okay, right. So we want to go from there to there. Okay, right. Right. Is that because of a bad connection on the thing? Can I just bear a little bit more metal there? Go on, hook.
Very well.
Right, I'm pretty confident that's touching the metal. It worked for a moment and then it didn't, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's still crap. You can see the problem I have. This is exactly the problem. Imagine I'm trying to make it turn on. I genuinely can't tell if that's the thing or not.
Can you just stab the probes into the connector?
Into
that end?
No, it's too small.
Oh,
However,
okay.
what I'll do is I'll stick in one of the probes. Let's grab a better black probe. I think what we're really going to need to do is find something more appropriate. Right, there we go. So now I've only got to hold one of them. Yeah, there's definitely still a problem there. Yeah, it was not the crocodile clip. It's just crap and it misses every third one.
Yeah.
If I hold it at a certain angle, it starts working. But yeah, it's just crap. Very well. Right. Tyrion 2000 with the €5. Thanks. It's going okay. I'm a bit tired, if I'm honest. However, I'm doing my best. How is it going with you? So, what can we replace that with?
There's no part number or anything, is
No.
there, visible?
It is a mystery. It is a mystery button. So I think pouring wildly at the table. Disassembly and clean? No. Yeah, I'm.
There is no part number.
I'm gonna figure out what other switch I can use if I'm honest. So, do I have? I've probably got, because what we could do is bench cam again. See, what we could do is I could find just some other switch like this. This is just a computer case switch, and I could just stick one of these on it. That's what I'm thinking. So, I'm going to see what else I've got that I can replace it with.
Is it worth double checking the other side of the switch?
Maybe.
Just to see if the other side works better.
Yeah, that's theoretically it shouldn't make a difference, because the problem is the tactile dome inside the switch. However, it's worth a try just in case. Maybe there's a poor connection elsewhere. So let's go to there.
No, fair enough. It was also just because you could get better onto those connectors.
Yeah. I'm not actually sure if those connect properly.
No.
Yeah, I have doubts.
Yeah, huh. Weird.
Yep. No, it's just a crap switch, so let's switch it out. Have I been open at the shop all day? Yeah, I'm in from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. on Saturdays. So we're in until 3 p.m. and then we start the show at about 3:30. We've got to start setting up. But yeah, I don't know why I'm so tired this afternoon. It happens sometimes though. I have also been pulling late this week, so just unplug the power, connect the wires. No. That's a terrible idea, because it's a momentary switch. Right, what have I got?
Oh, they do just kind of unplug.
Oh, do they? I think that I think that's a bad solder connection.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
Yeah, that's a solder connection that snapped off. Not that that matters, but what have I got in my kit? Have I got a button in here? No, nothing in there.
What do I have in my mystery box? Mystery box number 4.
Well, I've got. Oh no!
Just stick a massive anti-vandal switch on it.
Well, you say that. I've got these. I've got some massive honking tactile buttons that are about several orders of magnitude too large. Will that fit the case?
See, I was half expecting you to come back and say, I've got these, and these are RGB keyboard switches.
Oh no, that'd be awesome, but no. GTFO. Oh, do I have to fill out a report for a form? Yeah. There we go. Go away. Goodbye. That's that sorted out. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Right, okay. So, let's bring that up slightly. So if I pop out the power button there, let's unplug this. And let's go... If I poke that guy out there... I'm surprised. That's only like the second time that's ever happened, I think. We actually don't have too much trouble around here, for which I'm truly thankful. Bye.
Goodbye.
Didn't even want it. Right, could I fit this in down there? Possibly. I think I might have to hot snot this in. Is that... That is moulded into the actual case itself.
The inference is this is from 2011. So if it is, it's lasted reasonably well.
Yeah, I've owned this for a very long time. Yeah, I mean, I've owned this for many numbers of years. It's been very reliable, which is also why I want to save it, because it's still the best hard drive dock I have for dealing with failing hard drives. It's really good at reading bad sectors, basically. It's not even fancy. It just, yeah, you put failing hard drives in here and they mount. It's amazing. I think if I cut out this little bit around here to make some space, yeah, Dremel out the junk, and we'll just hot snot that in there and just have a big old tactile button on there, and it'll be great. So let's do some adjustments. I think we're going to have to lose the LED, but let's see. So that's LED, that's that. All right, let's just fatigue that off a sec. So those are our two switch wires. And that can just be hanging out in the case somewhere. So we're going to solder those onto there. So this, I need to remind myself how the hell these things work.
It would appear from a very swift search on eBay that you cannot buy this. Oh no, there you can. There we go.
Uh-oh.
About 20 quid.
These probes are bollocks as well. I'm still confident that wasn't working. However, those cheap crocodile clips are going in the bin because they're not reliable.
If you wanted to, you could probably buy a new one for about 25 quid.
That would work. Right. So it should be across these two unless I'm mistaken. Yes. So we want to use those two pins, or these two pins. Those should also function the same. Yeah. And then I think if you wire across, you get a push to break. Oh, there we go. Directly across. Oh, no. Those are wired anyway. Ignore me. Okay. So we'll wire that up. Let me see. So someone said, don't do that. Put the original button in and drill a new hole in the front or something. Yeah, no, I'll put it on the top just because I'm still going to have to modify it. I think I'll just because what I can probably just get in there with some cutters and cut that flat, which is what I'm actually going to do. So I'm going to get in here and just give it some abuse. Maybe. I'm having doubts about the abuse. Maybe you guys are right about the hole, actually.
What's wrong with it?
Just we need to get rid of those little clips and stuff that are down there.
Oh, I see.
And people reckon that I'm better off just drilling a hole and mounting this elsewhere. And I have to admit, I am beginning to come around to that idea.
Do you want all 6 of them gone?
Yeah, probably.
'Cause why couldn't you go in with the actual Dremel?
Yeah, I think that's what I was initially going to do, is just get in there with the Dremel.
Yeah.
It's a shame, because I could probably just snip them out with some side cutters, but I can't fit the side cutters in there. So, will there be enough space for the plastic insert? We'll figure something out. The plastic, I don't think the actual, the original power button is going back in, but I don't particularly care, to be honest. So, right.
At a push, you could get rid of those.
Yeah, it needs to be flat, that's the thing.
Yeah, a push, you could just get rid of those, and then I think it would sit okay.
Alright, well, firstly, let's wire our button up. Let's do that. So, because then we've got a functional button. Boop. And boop. Strip
Where's the other ones then?
Right. Alright, let's solder that onto there. So we have a new functional button.
What's going to hold it in?
I might just cut that one off. Hot glue. We're going to go for the hot snot method.
Whoop. Do you want evil? Oh. You could kind of wedge it against the case as well. Do you have these but longer?
No. So I think that's why we're going to have to get the Dremel out, just because we can't get any side cutters in there. Which is annoying because, as I say, being just some plastic, side cutters would do the job. Stay in place. Imagine if I actually used helping hands for once in my life. Come on, give me a good connection. That'll do. All right, one button. And I'm just going to spin that around and just try and coil that wire up slightly. Having any luck in there?
How flat does flat need to be?
I mean, I just need it to go in there and not fall out, if I'm honest. So, put the switch in from the top side. No, it won't go in there. It won't fit through the hole, that is. Right, there we go. So that's our switch prepared. You know, that's not going to be too bad because it's got a nice big push button on it. Alright. How are you getting on in there?
I'm just working out if I need to remove the other posts or whether I can wedge it between the side and 2 of the posts. And I think the answer is kind of.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to grab the hot snot gun.
I require something like that.
Right.
If I do that.
Caradog is furiously plastic attacking over here. Alright, let's see. You would epoxy in and Oh, man, epoxy, I couldn't be bothered with that, if I'm honest.
Kind of. The answer is kind of. Yeah, I think kind of.
I think I'm going to get the Dremel and just go brrr, and then it'll be done.
Well, you see, I'm trying to make it so it's got a little bit of clamping force on it as well. Just because then you can hot snot the bejesus out of it. And also it's got some clamping force.
Yeah, that's the thing, Dave Weldon. Originally, I was expecting this to be a surface mount tack switch. So let me grab an example. Let's see.
Is this actually square? Oh, it is.
I was expecting to find... There we go. I was expecting to find these, one of these guys in there. I mean, these are super small ones. Do I not have some bigger tactical buttons in here? Tactile buttons? Apparently not. I'm sure at some point I had a big collection of tactile buttons. I'm missing like a bag of components that have gone missing. I think they are actually all in here somewhere. Good grief. There's a lot of stuff in here actually. Surface mount tactile button though, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, have you got something that works?
Yeah.
I'm just starting to root around in here going, ooh, I have lots of interesting things that I'd forgotten I had.
There you go. So what you can do now is mount the one that you want to go in there, then hot snot it in, and because those posts are still there, they're pushing them against this side.
Okay. Fair enough.
So it gives you a little bit of extra mounting.
Right, I can't find the exact thing I was looking for. However, I was expecting to be a surface mount tactile button. Oh no, there's another one. Oh my word. Heck off. I'm busy being tired on stream. And you're making my life difficult. And hide user on this channel as well. Messages user there. Oh, have I got to manually delete all of those? There we go. There we go. Good. Right. Ugh. Bam. Fine. Right. Okay. So, right. Caradog has done some. Oh yes, I see what you've gone for there. Okay. So
a little bit of nibbling.
Yes, a bit of nibbling indeed. Let's see how we get on with that now then. So, which way round were you?
It required the terminals to kind of come out the sides.
That way or that way?
That way.
Yeah, okay. Right, so if I put that down there.
And then, yeah. And then with a great deal of force, if you wedge it in and then glue it, it's now slightly more secure.
Oh, that's not bad actually. Yeah. So that's there. Okay, I'm gonna flip that around.
Yeah. So it just gives it some side-to-side support.
Yeah. Right, okay, so we're going to put this in here. It will be wedged in place, and then we're going to drown it in hot snot.
There you go.
And that looks like that. It's gloriously hideous, but it works. And that's actually very easy to get to, because this thing has an enormous post sticking out, so you just basically give that a hard look, and it actuates.
Yeah.
Which is what I want. I want to smash a hard drive in there and go bam, on. So,
do you know what would be really fancy?
What?
Is if you mounted a surface mount one here. So inserting the hard drive turned it on.
That's kind of cool. But no. Can you plug that in for me, please? Yeah, that's not a bad idea to have it so it's automatic. The 2-bay one has automatic sensing, but yeah, I don't know. I like having a manual switch as well, though. Yeah. Right. Let's see. Need a mod watching this stuff. Yeah, we do actually need a couple. Maybe at some point. It's not enough of. The This is the first day we've actually had problems with spammers. But oh yeah, 2.5-inch drive you'd have to align it. You'd have to get it into such a way that the 2.5-inch drive would actuate it as well.
Why wouldn't a 2.5-inch drive actuate it if you paste it like here?
Yeah,
Doesn't it have to touch here?
Yeah, you'd have to get
there.
it so it right lines up with the thing.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, it's probably doable. But yes. Anyway, yeah, the spammers have never really been a problem up until today, and we've had a couple of them in. So
I think on the channel there's only like 5 or 6 bands. Anyway.
Yeah. So we'll see how we get on. If this is the start of an ongoing issue, then we might have to suddenly recruit some more mods. However, I'll wait and see if we need to. The LED power light, I'm not too fussed about the LED power light, if I'm honest, because this light lights up when it's on anyway, and there's a drive connected, so we don't actually need a power light. I mean, I could reroute this one somewhere else so it's still visible, but I'm just going to leave it floating for now. Right, I'm just waiting for this guy to warm up.
Oh, is the LED actually? Excuse me.
Yeah, it's button mount.
Oh, I see.
That's why there's extra wires there. I might just chop that off, but I don't want to commit to chopping it off.
Yeah.
That's not warm enough yet. However, considering I've not actually got any intention of using the power LED, I should just chop it off. I'm going to leave it floating in there for now, though, and we'll see how we do.
Is it long enough for you to stick it out the back? To just have it loose out the back?
Could do, but again, we don't need it because, as I say, this bit lights up blue when it's on anyway. So it's kind of like having.
You are preing.
Yes. Right.
Are you suitably?
Right. I think we're good to go. Here we go, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna try and get that in everywhere, and we're kind of unshot. I should have gotten the big glue gun for this.
Stretchy.
I might actually have to get another glue stick though. Right, get in there.
Now you have to get out the glitter sticks.
Oh, I should use the glitter stick. That would have been perfect for this. Oh well. This is hideous. But it doesn't need to be pretty, so... Right, and if you could hold that a sec, I'm just going to make sure that this guy wants to go back in. Oh, that's got a cutout specifically for that, so that's fine. Oh, no! Oh, fuck. Oh, I pushed it before it was dry. I've ruined it. Oh, no. Oh, it's... Oh, no. Oh, no! Carrot dog.
Have you approximately broken it?
Right, I think the glue might still be molten enough to still work. Right. I've got to stop poking it now. This is probably not going to be a very good repair. However, it's on my stuff, so it doesn't actually matter. Horsehair 150 it. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah. Okay. I tell you what. I'm gonna stick in some more glue in that case. Thanks. We're gonna go down that route. Oops, I almost made the same mistake twice then.
What, hot gluing your finger?
No, of pressing down on the button by pressing this down on the table. Alright. That is off. Whoop. Horsehair 150. Reflow.
Surprising how much of the glue stick you lose.
This is a very small one, though. Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, you push a new glue stick in the back and push it all the way through.
But just a case of how much of that effectively you can't use if you're on your final one.
I guess, yeah.
It's just I didn't expect it. No. Too far. Too far. Retract.
All right. I think I have reflowed that. It all looks very molten.
So is this glue... effectively not reusable, but resettable?
Yes. Yes, pretty much. It's not intended to be, but it does. It has a very low melting point. So yeah, if you have hot air, you can just reflow it like this. But one of the things which is one of the appeals of hot glue, is that it's not a very permanent repair. So you can you can try it out, and if it's no good, you can just pull the glue off and start again. Which is one of the things that makes hot glue awesome, because you don't have to commit to it. Right. Upside down air can. Possibly. Right, I'm going to let that set, and I'm going to try and position that.
There's random things to talk about. I said that I'd emailed the company about the freezer.
Oh yeah, did you get?
I have heard nothing.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I've heard precisely nothing.
Yeah. I wonder if they are actually still in business, or if it's just a dead website that's still online.
I'm presuming it's a dead website that's still online.
Yeah.
Because it's still the case that, like, the latest socket that they say has been released is 1366.
Yeah. Yeah.
And last I can't recall, but didn't 1366 become before 1150?
Yes.
And then there was 1150, and then there was 1150, and then there was 1155.
Oh, those are the bottom case screws. Yeah, that's a bummer. So we're gonna have to try and reverse engineer it then, aren't we?
I think so.
Which is gonna suck.
Yeah. I'm just trying to be interested as to what would happen if you actually bought something through the website now. Because they still have a buy button on several of the products.
Does it like go through to a payment system and everything?
I don't know. I've not clicked the buy button.
Yeah. Might be interesting just to try and add something to a cart and just see if it would actually try and take your money.
Yeah.
What are we trying to fix on the toaster? It's a hard drive toaster, and we're fixing the power button.
I mean,
it does not toast your hard drive. No. Right. Okay. Let's that. Oh balls! I didn't put the door in. I'm actually almost tempted to leave the door out. In fact, I'm going to, because the door actually gets in the way. It's supposed to avoid dust, but it actually doesn't do anything to avoid dust.
But why can't you just put it in like that and then like that?
I've also blocked one of the holes it fits into with hot glue, which doesn't help. Right. Has that set? Let's just check if that's gone hard. Not quite. There's a loss of glue down there and it's still a bit tacky. I'm going to wait.
Isn't it also useful for the 2.5s?
Not really. I mean, I guess it kind of helps align the drive slightly, but also so does the SATA connector. So, not super fussed. This does not need to be a pretty repair. It needs to be a functional repair. Right. Which way up does that go? It goes that way up. Whoop. So I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to wait to make sure that that glue has properly set, and then I'm actually going to
just drop this somewhere and keep it in there.
Yes, I probably could actually. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just so we can keep it on hand, just in case. Keep it nice for when I sell it.
Or just in case you find that actually you do need it.
Yeah, that's actually a more reasoned response.
Right. The screw isn't going in.
How are we doing on that?
I must stick my tongue out.
Gotta have your tongue at the right angle. Okay, let's give this some cautious poking. The only way to know is to test it to destruction, and I don't want to give it a...
Have you confirmed that it actually functions?
Okay, I'm not pushing on it firmly, but I'm pushing so it actually gets a good solid click. I think that's good enough, to be honest, especially given literally you just kind of jog it. So yeah, let's see if it works. What I'll do, I'll just leave the power LED sticking out so we have a clear indicator. Let me grab the power adapter. Oh god, it's this power adapter. Am I still using this? Am I still using this one? This is a bit of a death trap power adapter because the earth pin has snapped off and been re-glued several times.
So we also needing to hot snot that.
It's been super glued a couple of times.
I see.
At some point, it's probably going to snap off in a socket and render that socket useless. So that'll be cool.
As long as you're doing it only on an extension lead.
Yes. No, I will not plug it into a wall socket. Right, DC in. Bang. It's fine. All right. So our survey says, oh, look at that. It's perfect. It responds on every single click.
Hey.
It's never been that responsive, not in a very long time.
Fabulous.
Excellent. Hooray.
Did it.
Cool. Let's put the rest of it back together. And then there it is. We fixed something. Glue it next to switch outside. I don't care about the power light. There's another blue light that lights up when it's on.
You could genuinely just stick a blob on there and just do that, and it will shine out through there if you ever needed to double check it.
Okay.
Well, no, but it was just a case. I was just like,
however, I'm going to use the glitter glue for that.
yes, it must be fabulous.
Yeah. If you guys are going to force me to make it visible.
Yeah. Oh, actually. Oh no, not quite.
If I have to care about the power button, about the power LED, then we're going to at least glue it in. I need the chat to pick from the fabulous colours of glue. I'm going to regret putting one of these in the glue gun because it means it's going to put glitter in everything for the next 10,000 sticks of glue. All right, pick a colour, everyone. We got green, we got blue, we got silver, and we've got pink, and we've got gold.
It could be brown, it could be blue, it could be violet.
C-Rex says pink. Any raises on pink? Gold. All right, we've got a tie break between pink and gold. We've got 2 for pink. Pink. Okay, I think we're going pink. We're big cliving this. These ones came with the glue gun, and I was just like, I can't use that. And then I was like, but actually I could. Oh, we've got to run through the old glue. Okay, we're going to have to make a mountain of glue. Oh, God.
Why?
Because we've got to run through the old stuff first.
Why don't
I guess you could. I mean, I guess we could. Oh, okay. There we go. Whatever.
Why don't you just solve
also,
your problems?
there's already glitter all over my hands.
Where is the... Oh, I see. There is no way to get this in the way. Excellent.
Yes. All right. Oh, there's a load of people... No, there's lots for gold, but we've already gone pink. We've already gone pink. So, yeah. No, don't waste it. I've got the Midas touch. Oh, no.
You're as cold as ice. Anyway.
Pull the old out. It's been done. We're good.
There we go.
Can you mix hot glue with epoxy? I don't know why you do that. Oh,
very much dribbling.
Oh, hold up. Yeah, we've still got to run through the clear stuff. Bloody hell, there was a surprising amount still in there. Ah.
It's now spitting at you.
Yeah, it's because you pulled the old one out the back, so there's loads of air in there. Where the hell is it? Come on.
Oh my good lord.
Here it comes.
There we go.
Oh, interesting. It's actually clear glue with glitter in it. I didn't realise that. I regret putting it here specifically where I'm holding the mat back. No, that was a mistake.
Oh well, it is your problem now.
Yeah, hold the glue gun
with your hand. There you go.
Thanks, Carrot Dog.
Oops.
What? This stream has gone to the dogs. Right.
You say that like it was anything but.
I'm too tired. All right.
I didn't realise you were a bicycle.
We're gluing the power. We're gluing the power LED such that it can be seen kind of sort of from the outside. Probably that way. All right, here we go. Right, I'm going to spot that there. Let it dry so I can let go. Oh, well, we're never using the eSATA port ever again. Not that I care. I've never used the eSATA port. I could care less about it. So, yeah.
Actually, it's I couldn't care less.
Yes, I know.
Therefore, you are wrong.
Caradog competing to be the least favourite member of this podcast.
I didn't realise it was a competition.
It is, and you're losing.
I just assumed it was a foregone conclusion.
All right. Am I still... I'm not even remotely in shot. This is terrible TV. This is terrible. All right, there we go. Here's our fabulous hot glue. That's pretty cool, actually, because it's clear glue with the glitter in it. I just assumed the glue would be coloured. That's kind of neat.
Conductive hot glue.
Oh, no. There we go. Does the glitter conduct? It's probably plastic. Good. Right. Caradog is going to get glue gunned. Oh, no. Just... Yeah.
My shirt.
It's probably... Oh, it'll clash horribly. Yeah. It'll clash horribly, because this is very much hot pink. And that's not a pun, because hot glue either. Right, okay, let's try... let's put the bottom back on. Which way around does that go?
Probably that way.
That way, yeah. Make sure that sits nicely. Yep. All right. So the only problem is I can't lean on that because I'm pretty certain it will snap if I do. It will take button presses, but I'm sure it won't take abuse. Either way, we fixed it. There are more screws there, and I think...
They're from my power supply.
Oh, good. Oh, yes, they are. Good. I was like, I have 4 additional screws, and I don't know from whence they came.
They came out the back of my power supply.
Yes. Christopher David with the $20 super chat. I'm glad you enjoyed the glue. Thank you very much. This is, yeah, it's something. If people are enjoying it, then good. Certainly we haven't tanked somehow we have not tanked the viewer count. And I'm quite surprised, if I'm honest. Monday cleaning up the My Little Pony hot glue. Well, there is minimal markings. This is the great thing about hot glue, is you can just scrape it all off.
Along with a quarter of the vinyl.
It's pretty tough stuff, actually. Yeah, very good. All right, and that small amount of hot glue there probably covers up any of the LED that we would have seen.
It can probably be resolved.
Maybe. Can I just... where's the X-Acto knife? I need something that's actually sharp if I'm going to cut this glue away. Right, here we go.
Good job, Chris.
What
It
happened?
is, in fact, Saturday.
Oh, hi, Chris. You had one job.
You had one job, and you weren't
here
even here when we needed you.
Yeah. There were spammers. You could have swung the You could have swung the ban hammer.
You could have swung your man hammer.
This is why we need to ban plus Nomad. That's a Discord joke, everyone. Haha. Right. I don't know why I'm going to this level of effort. This is like that the port is knackered. And I'm going to snap this blade in a minute. Alright. That is whatever. I don't know why I'm bothering. Right, let's power it back on again and see if the power light is visible. Oh no! My box! My cabbages!
No.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if I could just oink it out with a thicker blade.
No. If you do manage to get that out, it'll probably dislodge everything in there anyway. Right, okay, here we go. Power in. So, is the LED visible from the back? Here we go. Oh, you know what? There's a faint blue glow.
Yes. Success.
Let's go for the big close-up so everyone can see the faint blue glow.
Excellent.
There we go. There's our power LED, everyone.
It's just in case it ever doesn't work.
So now, just in case, we'll know when it's turned on. So...
Whoop.
There we go. Right, so everyone who was just like, oh, we need the power LED. We've got the power LED.
Oh, my cabbages.
However, more importantly,
I have
as I
hot
shall...
glue in my face.
Oh my god, what are you doing? I just looked around to... It's all over your hand. What did you do? I don't want to know. I'm gonna... So, yeah. However, also, more importantly, if I actually put a drive into this and power it on, as you can see, we get a very big and obvious LED there. So, there we go. That is now fixed, and it has a working power switch on it. Op complete. Excellent. You first saw SATA E-ports on 4th Gen Intel. Yeah, they were kind of dead on arrival, because... oh, eSATA is good for data recovery, apparently. Yeah, Yeah, I could see that being a thing. So, yeah. Right. Are you sorted?
Oh.
Yeah. I was working down here, and I just saw you going... Right.
It became like a spider's web. And just, when the spider's web just kind of goes... Huh.
Have you ever used a hot glue gun before?
Yes.
Okay.
It was just all the little fine stringy bits just kind of went waft.
Because I was like, I was beginning to think, I can't believe that you've never used a hot glue gun before, but the way you're acting leads me to believe to that conclusion. So... Right, we want to flap an RGB. Oh, don't tempt me. I would do such things, but not on this. All right.
Do you know what you need, though?
What do I need?
Lots of just the really cheap RGB vomit tape.
Yeah.
Just to, tape to stuff. Just be like, ta-da!
Yeah.
It has been riced.
Yes. Oh yeah, that was the reverse sleeper as a ricer, isn't it? Whoever said that is a genius. I can't remember who it was, but it was amazing. Oh, we didn't put the flap on the inside. Can I be bothered to unscrew it just to tuck that in somewhere?
Yeah.
No, I can't. No, I don't care. I don't care. It's going in the bin. Our job is done.
You also just wouldn't be able to slot it back in there anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Right, that is fixed and now has a working power button. I am content. Good. That has been a source of great annoyance to me. Right, okay.
Oh, your feet.
My feet. Oh yeah. I'll put the feet back on. Yeah.
I was about to put it down and then went, oh no.
Yes. Good. Right. Right. We're at the 3-hour marker, so I believe it is time that we actually stopped wasting everyone's time and made them free to go and look at something a bit more useful than this.
You need one of those foam blocks just to stick behind the power button, so if you ever flipped over, it doesn't bash the button out.
I feel like that's a symptom of a bigger problem, but also, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Or just I should put a little missile switch cover over it. Just, yeah. Alright.
Pimp my hard drive dock.
Oh, God. I hate everything about this, but we did it. And however awful it is, we have actually fixed something on this stream as far as I'm concerned. You guys won't know how annoying this thing has been, but trust me, it was very annoying. Right, however... Oh, no, I've got hot glue on me now as well.
Have you ever used a hot glue gun before?
I don't know how Soren does it. Apparently he is a fan of hot glue. Alright, we're gonna go, because we're at the 3-hour marker. We're gonna head out. Let's see. Caradog is the penny from Big Bang. Maybe.
I take great offence at that.
Thanks for the banter. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Right, thanks for coming, everyone. I think we are done. Try a hard drive in it. Yeah, it powers on. I've no reason to believe it won't work. And it's actually kind of awkward because there's nothing turned on for me to connect it to at the moment. However, the fact that it lights up is good enough.
Do you know what we do need to look at? Stools.
Stools, yeah. We're not going to do that now. However,
No, but yes, stools.
yeah, next week, if not before, we will get some stools on order. I think we're gonna go with some wooden fixed height
Just
stools,
like
aren't
fixed height wooden stools.
Yeah. I'm done with gas strut stools because they all do this. We bought new stools like 6 months ago and they're all knackered.
Well, actually, no, it was probably about a year ago.
Yeah, it was quite early.
It was
into
like
starting,
6 months
wasn't it?
in.
Yeah,
just
okay,
under.
they've started nearly, but they've been squeaking for months.
Squeaking
Though.
for 6 months.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's always the same. And
yeah,
I'm just gonna stand. This one is one of the worst offenders.
Very well.
Thanks
Good
for
evening.
joining us, everyone. Good evening.
Thank you for joining us on this voyage of discovery.
See you all soon. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the super chats as well. Much appreciated. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back next week with something.
If you have suggestions,
we're
looking for them, please.
Try not to sound too desperate, but no, seriously.
There is a channel on the Discord specifically called Suggestions.
Join the Discord. There's a suggestions channel. If you've got stuff that you want us to, if you've got ideas for stuff that you think would be cool, stick them in there, and maybe we'll do them. And also, my God, Chris, if you go in there and say more cider, I will actually time you out because we can do that now. Anyway, thank you for tuning. Yeah. See you all next time. We're going. Thanks everyone for coming. Bye for now. See ya.
Thank you. Goodbye. So long.